everybody? Welcome to a brand new MMA Roasted Podcast. It's me, Adam Hunter. We got a great show today. We have Bubba Jenkins in studio, national champion, Bellator vet, RFA vet, now ACB star Bubba Jenkins, as well as UFC veteran Heather Jo Clark.
What's up?
Is in the house. You have a 6-second knockout on your resume, right?
It says 8 seconds.
8 seconds. Okay, I've done stuff in 8 seconds that I'm not proud of. As well as my man Joe the Kid Perez.
How's it going?
We have Mayhem Miller on his way. He's a little late because he's speaking at a high school. We have a lot of questions about that. And then we have Frankie Edgar calling in, as well as Kevin Lee, who got into a brawl with Michael Chiesa last week. We got to talk to Kevin Lee, the Motown phenom. We got a busy show. I'll talk about my week for a little bit. I had a show last Thursday. I had 2 shows. One was at an apartment complex.
Like they're like home?
What? It wasn't an old folks home, but it was kind of like
senior citizens.
No, it was a regular apartment complex, nice one in Pasadena, right? Unfortunately, the only people who actually showed up were the people that actually booked the show. So it was me.
The janitors.
No, there was a janitor back, but then it was like this cute. It was a cute Asian couple in the front. Then there was a couple from Syria, and then like some people in charge. But it was fun. I had to do 45 minutes clean. Which is always a challenge, and especially for 8 people. But it was actually a fun show.
So it cut out most of your.
I just edited. You know, I've done clean stuff before.
You said like effing and shoot.
No, I think I said shit, but I think that's at this point PG. But I did say effing. But then I had to run to the Ice House for a second show, right? And the Ice House, one of my favorite comedy clubs. And I tell the booker, I'm like, hey, I'm going to be late. He said, okay, no problem. So I run over there, and I'm on last. And I'm like, okay, I'm looking at the lineup, and it's good. You know, John Campanelli. John Camparulo was on the lineup. John Camparulo, bunch of really good comics. And then there was a guy who was a magician on right before me, and his nickname was the Misfit of Magic. Right, so I'm like, great.
At the Ice House?
At the Ice House. They normally don't book magicians.
Yeah.
This guy's doing a 20-minute set. At least at the Comedy Magic Club, they book magicians. They're doing 5 minutes. This guy's doing 20, right? So it's mostly Mexicans in the crowd, and this dude is murdering with magic. And he one of those things where he like swallows a balloon, and he's like, while he's swallowing it, he goes to the girls, hey ladies, pay attention, you know. So he like puts it in his mouth like a long ass, like a 2-foot balloon, and then it comes out of his ass, but it's like brown. It's like brown. Not his actual ass, but like out of his back of his pants, and he's like, oh, like as if it's shit, and people are laughing at that, like Joe's laughing.
I would laugh at that.
When you say murder, do you mean like a good murder?
A good murder. They were loving it, and then right, and then so I'm like sweating in the back. I'm like, man, it's hard enough to follow good comics. Now I got to follow a fucking magician, right? So he like closes and he puts himself first. He like has a deck of cards, but like specially made cards, and he has someone in the crowd come up and he's like, okay, what do I have? And then the lady picks out a duck. It says duck on it, and he's like, I will make this duck come back, right? So he puts himself into a straitjacket. Music goes on. Next thing you know, he's like fighting to get out of the straitjacket, and a fucking real life duck comes out, like a huge duck. I mean, it was like flapping everywhere, and the place is fucking going ballistic. He gets a standing ovation. I'm just like, fuck, you got to be kidding me. Like,
now Adam.
So I like go on, and I was like,
Adam.
No, this was I was dirty. It was the Ice House. So I like go on, and I'm like, this is gonna be challenging. People laughed at that because there's like feathers on the fucking stage, and like there's like cards everywhere. I'm like, fuck, there's going to be no tricks in my act. I have no ducks. In fact, I'm calling PETA on that asshole. And then that fucking murdered. And then it was a good set. So I had to just acknowledge that. So that was my Thursday show. Friday was at the Comedy Store, which was a fun show. And then Saturday, I had a show at a house party in Riverside. Fucking this guy Juan's like, hey man, my friend's having a high school graduation party. It pays X amount. Will you do it? It's the high school that I like grew up. It's just like his 20-year anniversary or something. Wow. So I'm like, sure. I didn't realize the high school was in fucking Riverside, right? So now I drive out to Riverside. I'm watching the fights on my phone. My friend's driving. I get there. There's like 8 comics in a backyard, huge backyard, and there's a fucking mariachi band at a party next door. So now the comics have a fucking soundtrack, which was ridiculous. But it was fun. It was mostly Mexicans, and I was saying, like, I was pointing to the crowd. I'm like, you were great and locked up, and this was great. And like, they're like, oh, he was on the Tonight Show twice. But one night you're on the Tonight Show, the next night, backyard in fucking Riverside. And so it was good. It was our fucking hero prevailed. And then Saturday, I went to go see Brie and her mom for Mother's Day, and here we are. So, Bubba, what's going on with you?
Just looking at the new digs, man. It looks like you have a woman in here.
I do. She Bree moved in.
Yes, the cat seems to be much happier with his velvet house.
Yeah, new catchery and everything.
Yes, yes. The last one was struggling.
Now you look smaller. Yeah, not like you're still muscular, but you've lost about 20 pounds.
Well, I'm always going to be muscular.
Yes,
that's part of the blackly in me.
Now there are plenty of black people that are not muscular, but okay, go on.
Yeah, but they're not me. So the genetics are good. They're always going to be good.
Yep,
I was born this way.
Yep.
No, man, I did lose a little bit of weight. I have slimmed down. Being a 145 pounder and weighing as much as,
185
isn't really all that good.
Have you got to 200?
No, I've never been to 200. Never been past 190.
You've been past 190?
Never been past 190.
But you got up to 190?
Never been past 190.
Okay, you got to, all right, so.
That's neither here nor there. Either way, I'm not that big anymore. So.
No, now you're what, 165?
Yeah, that's a good guess. So let's go with that.
Now, are you training back at King's?
No, actually, I'm training a little bit more at Black House now.
Wow.
Over there with Al and Joban, and it was good to see.
You're like a Taylor Swift
faces.
of gyms. You keep getting rid of these gyms.
Well, you got to find the one that works for you.
Okay.
Every time you go to a new gym, it's when a big name goes to a new gym, it's big news. But as for the name for the person, for me, it's me trying to find my footing.
Right.
Sometimes gyms work for you for a certain amount of time. Sometimes either the gym's too fast for you, or sometimes you outgrow the gym. So the sport isn't just you find one place and you stay there for your entirety of your career. You kind of try to evolve until what's working for you at the time.
No, I had heard when you went to King's.
Yeah.
Your first day, they're like, okay, Bubba got knocked out his last fight, or knocked down. We want to get his confidence and his chin better. Mm-hmm. So they were telling these guys to just fucking tee off on you.
Yeah, my personal coach, Jacob Harmon, was telling these guys, and especially the Brazilian guys, in Portuguese to try and knock me out.
Now it's kind of crazy,
right? And Heather, you're a UFC fighter. How do you feel about that kind of?
Well, okay, so I mean, I've had coaches, definitely say like hard training is necessary because, like at my after my eye surgery, like I was kind of being a little shy. I was turning away when I started sparring again, and I was creating bad habits. So my coach was like, "Hey, it's really important that you can go hard and get those things out now, so it doesn't happen in the fight." And so there are definitely, I think, times for hard sparring. And when you say hard sparring, there's definitely like certain things you still don't do. And you're wearing pads, you're wearing stuff, but I don't know if the idea is though to have someone try to go knock you out.
Well, I think the way that he was portraying it to them was the fact that I was in the fight that I lost with Georgie. I was just a little bit too relaxed, and I had the habit of kind of carrying my hands as if they didn't exist. So to get it out of that habit quickly. Straight up fight fire with fire is to try to have people punch me in the head. And obviously I put my hands up in fear, and then in survival, and then into a well-trained habit.
But there's got to be other ways. There's got to be other ways.
Yeah, that was a training session, maybe a couple of training sessions a month, but there are times where it's like, okay, we have a good pace, let's all work, and then we work. And then there's some times where like, hey, in that working last week, you kind of had a little bit of this lull or this habit.
Now, are you still with this guy?
Yeah, I'm still with Jacob, but he no longer comes to my sparring.
Okay, because I know Ellenberger was saying like at the gym they were like telling them to put it on you, and he was like, this doesn't feel right. This is like, this seems a little bit fucking old school. I think we've evolved past this type of training, so.
Right. Well, there's need for intensity, and there's need for lulls.
Yeah, there's up and down. I think every gym is a little bit different in that respect, but every gym that I've been at, there's definitely times where it's necessary to go hard. And then you hear some coaches that don't believe in it at all. They're like, it's more about the drilling and the grappling and the wrestling, but there's no need to take that punishment when you're not getting paid for it. But I don't know. I think it all depends on the person. If you've been in the sport a really long time, then maybe you don't need that. Like,
well, I knew a guy like when I was boxing at New York sports clubs. Right, there was a kid. My coach was like a terrible boxer. He was a good Muay Thai. He was a great Muay Thai world champion. But at boxing, he was fucking horrible. Mm-hmm. And every time he would drop his hand, the coach would just whack him in the fucking head. And eventually he stopped whacking. He dropped dropping his hand. Like, wouldn't that be more effective than than putting like these dudes in with trained killers and say, you know?
Well, it was both. I mean, I would hit the bag and he would have, a leg pad, or a mitt, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and as I'm hitting the bag, we're on a time clock. As I'm hitting the bag, anytime I drop my hand, and you can't really see him from behind the bag. He can see you, but I can't see him. It's quite a big bag. And anytime he would see my hand drop, he would smack around the bag. They also have this like little sparring thing. It's like a bar. It looks like a cross, so you hit it and it spins. So you hit the left side and it spins and whacks you on the right side. If you hit with your right hand, it spins and whacks on your left side. So it's like there are obviously things in the sport of MMA that can help you to keep your hands up, but then there's nothing like the real hey, I'm trying to punch you in the face. I don't know if you noticed or not, but you might want to keep your hands
kick
up.
You and knee you and wrestle you and elbow you.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, so now we're at Black House. So who are some of the killers you're at Black House with?
Shaman Moraes. He's a killer, 145 guy. He was in World Series of Fighting. I'm not sure what he's doing now, but he's in there. He's a killer. I forgot this guy's name. The 135 pounder kicks extremely hard.
Is it Musari? James Musari?
Might be.
Yeah.
Might be. I'm still, being that I'm so new, I'm still learning a lot of the guys' names. Fabio is in there. He's a really good jiu-jitsu guy.
Is anybody on your level wrestling-wise?
No.
Which is probably good for you in a way, because you could then that way you're with guys who are better at Muay Thai or kickboxing.
There are definitely a lot of Brazilians in there, so Muay Thai and their jiu-jitsu is really good in the gym. But it's good camaraderie. It's a good. There is not these weird little cliques and areas of where only the Brazilians hang out and only the American. It's a good blend of everybody hanging out with everyone. So it's
is
cool.
Kenny there? Kenny Johnson?
Yeah, Kenny Johnson's there. Kelvin Casey's there.
Nice.
So,
nice.
Squad, a little bit of a squad.
Now the name Black House, is that why you went over there? Because you're you're very pro black.
Yes, I am pro black, but it's also like 5 minutes from my house.
Oh, perfect. So, I like it. All right, okay.
Do you know Mario Israel? He's a Brazilian guy, obviously. He's a 35er, I believe, from Manaus.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
He's a friend of mine.
I like it. And Heather, what's going on with you?
Well, I'm training still with Benny the Jet, and tonight I'm going to go to headquarters, 10th Planet.
By the way, there's been a drinking game now. Every time you mention Benny the Jet, someone takes a shot.
Oh yeah,
yeah, based on our podcast. So just so you know.
Oh, cool, Benny the Jet.
Yeah, it's called Benny. All right, there you go.
Take another one. Benny the Jet.
Go on.
All right. So I'm doing the podcast. Just had Rose Namajunas on my last one, so definitely check that out. Doing the Guard Lab thing, going to be in Las Vegas this next weekend. Also for the girl clothing event. It's GRRRL
right
clothing event. It's like a very pro women power kind of event. It's going to be really fun. I know Rose is speaking, Holly, Cyborg,
nice,
a bunch of people. I think Jessie Jess is speaking.
There you go.
So that's going to be really cool. So check that out. And then I'll be doing hopefully some events with Guard Lab in Albuquerque, and then in Team Alpha Male.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like it. Cool. And then, Bubba, any news on the fights coming up?
I'm fighting June 17th in Budapest, Hungary. No victim yet. Yes. So it's officially unofficial.
And we're going to have a real camp this time?
Yeah, I've been in camp.
Good. So you're not going to no gassing. We're going to be in shape.
Yeah. So no more 3-day 27-pound cuts. And
if the guy doesn't make weight, are you still going to have the fight? We're not doing good with that so far. Okay, fuck it. Get your money.
But they say third time's a charm, though.
No. Fuck that. Okay, no. Dude misses weight, fights off, Bubba. Seriously.
That's a far.
I'll be your representative.
A far flight.
Fuck that.
It's a long flight to take.
Who are you? What promotion is that?
I'm with ACB. It's a Russian organization. Okay. They all got beards, is what I'm trying to say.
Like it. Now I got to talk about something real quick. Very important. So I went on Instagram yesterday, and somebody tagged me in Michaela Maroney. You know that girl? She was this gymnast in the Olympics.
She's hot.
And she had that not impressed face. Remember that meme that was going on where the girl was just not impressed?
Oh, yeah.
She had a thing where she came in second place, and she had this like look on her face. And then all of a sudden it became this huge meme, right? She was a teenager at the time. So I think she turned 18 or 19. The week that I worked at the buzzer at Fox Sports, they hired me to write these jokes. And I was supposed to interview her. And they were she was she doesn't want to be talking about the not impressed phase. So I was all right. So I wrote a bunch of fucking jokes for her and this and that. And it was pretty, very light. And she got offended by like, I mean, it was nothing. I mean, when I say nothing, it was very G-rated. And I was like, I'm not doing it, and turned around halfway through.
You don't remember what it was?
I have it written down, and trust me, it was like, I am officially retiring the not-impressed phase because blah, 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 blah. I mean, it was something...
But why did you even bring it up if the whole
She wanted
thing
to be
was...
seen... Well, no, because they wanted to bring that up, and then that gave her, like, a bunch of sport jokes to read. Like sport jokes about, like, at the time...
So they told you, don't bring it up, and you brought it up.
No, the other people brought it up. I had her retiring it, and I gave her like a list of jokes, like a list of like 6 things to say.
So basically,
Still
Adam
retiring it,
Hunter
still
the whole
bringing it up.
situation.
No, I did not. Trust me on
Adam.
this. She was offended by it, right? And so I was annoyed because she turned around, and I was like, you know what, fuck this. This is bullshit. You know, she's going to be in porn in 5 years anyway, and fucking, she's going to get a load in her face, and then she's going to be like, not impressed. And I was going on some funny rant, and of course, right when the fucking lady from Human Resources walked in and heard this, who looked horrified and shocked, and I'm pretty much sure that was one of the reasons they didn't invite me back. Okay, so here we are, fucking 3 years later. I'm on Instagram. She's fucking twerking, ass out, way too much fucking Botox. I mean, she's fucking...
At 19?
I think she's 21 now or 20.
Let me see.
But like...
What's her Instagram?
It's fucking Michaela Maroney. But she was fucking offended by like... I mean, when I say like literally the jokes were... like the fucking jokes I had her...
So she's grown up and maybe she's...
No, she was
on
she was
her...
full of shit, man, is what she was. And it was annoying. It was like, who the fuck... Like, all
Where did this even come from?
I was telling my friend the fucking story, and he was like, "You got to talk about it on the podcast." But anyway, so yeah, Michaela Maroney. fucking look it up. So she's
Can I
like,
see?
Hold on,
Michaela, how do you spell it?
How to fucking
M-I-K
spell that.
or
Okay,
M-A?
Maroney. Yeah, this is her fucking Instagram now. Like, okay, so this is her.
Twerk that ass.
So this is her showing her fucking but a fucking joke about like
Her buns are fake.
her butt's
They
fake.
do
you think?
look fake.
It looks
butt is
fake,
fake.
right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a black guy. I know a real ass when I see a real ass.
Really?
Her ass is fake.
Yeah, I mean, it's not fucking these people, man. I just can't stand these people that are like
These people.
holier than thou, fucking.
These people.
Hey, people change.
Oh, for the worse, I guess.
Well, they
No.
change for the worse, for the better, whatever. I mean, we had this was the same conversation we had 2 weeks ago with Renato talking about what's appropriate and what's not. And here you are saying that it's
No,
not
I'm not saying it's not appropriate or not. I'm saying that she got offended by these fucking jokes I wrote for her, which literally were G-rated. I'm not even kidding.
Well, she was like,
she was 19 at the time.
Okay.
Or 20,
All
whatever
right,
the
well,
fuck. Now she's
whatever.
50. I don't know. All right. So, fuck her.
Now
All right,
she's
so
in
let's talk about
G-string
fighting.
showing her butt.
Let's talk about some fighting.
But-
So it turned out last week that GSP now will not fight Bisping.
Why?
Because they couldn't get it together. So now they're saying Bisping is going to fight Yoel Romero instead, and Romero is opening up as a 3-1 favorite against Bisping.
That's not a good fight for Bisping.
You don't think so? Why?
Hell no. Romero is a monster.
Yeah, he is.
But he's old. I mean, he's 40. He's
fuck?
40 years old. And I think people are counting out Bisping in this fight. I think this is actually a better fight for Bisping than because he's 40 and he gasses. So Bisping knows that. So all he's got to do, well, not all he's got to do, but one of the things he has to do is last to the 3rd round and he can win this fight. If you look at Romero's fights, it seems like he gasses later on in the fight. Tim Kennedy fight, he gassed, and now he's older. I think Bisping has a legitimate shot in this fight.
So, wait,
a good shot.
Bisping's almost 42.
Yeah, but he doesn't gas as much as Yoel Romero. He's not carrying as much
but
muscle.
Your whole point was that if you're old, you gas. So that just goes out the window.
No, I'm saying Yoel gasses. Not if you're old, you gas. That wasn't my
You
point.
said he's 40. That's why he gasses.
No, I'm saying he's 40 and he gasses because he looks like a fucking Greek god. And
Okay, so
he's got the cardio of a Greek salad, is what I'm trying to say.
So he gasses because he's muscular, not because he's 40.
Both. Okay, you combine fucking muscular and age, and then you have a gas. You have somebody who gasses. Or if you take a fight on 2 days' notice and go to fucking England. All right, so now...
That's a fact.
Yes, that's a fact. Now, so now Rockhold and Dana White are in this fucking thing where Rockhold said something about Dana White, and then Dana White said, this guy got knocked out in his last fucking fight. He shouldn't be talking shit about anything. And then Rockhold, in like the first round, he got knocked out. So then Rockhold fucking clapped back, as the kids call it, right?
Yes.
Rockhold says, you have to earn your way in this company. Tell me how did GSP earn a middleweight title shot? Think before you run your mouth. So he puts at Dana White, I never said I deserve a title shot. I said we, middleweights, deserve clarity. We deserve something to fight for. And then Dana White clapped back at fucking Rockhold and says, Luke Rockhold, and I never usually respond, but GSP never lost his title. Bisping, GSP, and the fans wanted it. Sick to fighting and modeling, and leave the matchmaking to us. So this is going on in Twitter right now between...
Got put in his place.
Who did? Rockhold did?
Yeah.
Yeah, they both had pretty good points, but
they did.
Dana White definitely dropped the mic.
Really?
Yeah, he only spits facts. That was a fact. GSP left the game in his prime with the title, so he never lost his title. So when he comes back, he should not have to fight as a non-titleist. He left as a titleist. I don't give a fuck how many days or years and months.
Yeah, but he's coming back to fight at a weight class above him. Like, the fight was against Bisping at 185. He wasn't coming back at 170 against Tyron Woodley. It's
GSP. Like, there's something to be said for people who have paved the way in history.
Right.
Yes, but I do understand. But I understand Luke's point of, like,
absolutely.
We
need to know what the fuck's going on. If people can just retire, great, and then come back and get a massive check for the title fight, then yeah.
At a weight class above them.
At a weight, yeah. You know? Yeah. But how long have I been telling you that it's not really a sport?
Since I've known you.
Since you know me, and it's all about entertainment. But, so
yeah, he talks about that you got to earn it too, though. Come on, can we sit here and name off a few people that have gotten some opportunities that haven't earned it?
Man, we can continue for days about it.
Name someone.
Chael Sonnen, when he got the title shot against John Jones after losing to Anderson Silva at a weight class above him.
What about the Hammer dude, Artem Labo?
But that wasn't a title shot. But he didn't deserve that.
But it doesn't have to be a title shot, just anything. And just getting the opportunities in the UFC.
Because Paige Van Zandt fighting a main card. Sage Northcutt fighting a main card.
Artem.
Artem. Yeah. No, there's been...
Okay, yeah. So then,
you don't always have to earn it.
You don't always have to earn it. Okay, so that's what's going on there.
Favor isn't fair, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you guys know that, but favor isn't fair.
Now, did you watch the press conference last week?
I watched clips of the press conference. I don't really sit around and watch men talk on the mic.
Okay, well, it was... sorry for everybody else who watched it, unlike Bubba, because he doesn't like watching men talk on mics.
You get the clips.
Okay, well, during the press conference, Daniel Cormier and John Jones were going at it.
Pretty funny.
I like this new Daniel Cormier. This is the... I don't give a fuck about being liked anymore. I'm just going to spitball whatever I want.
Because one, he gave a fuck about being liked. He wasn't being liked.
Yeah.
So he stopped caring if you like him or not. And people still don't like him unless you know him. I mean, if you know Cormier, like I know Cormier, he's good people's. I mean, he puts on the persona of like, I'm trying to do things right. But after
didn't
people...
he big time you though?
We had this conversation. Yeah. It was him just being... older in the sport of basically me being a young nappy headed kid. He was busting my balls about being that, you know what I mean? And I probably wasn't the most humble kid meeting him, you know. I definitely came with humility, and after he buzzed my balls, it was basically what he's doing now. I taught him the way. After coming, trying to be liked.
Oh, you taught him.
Absolutely.
This is such bullshit.
I'm sure you can call him and talk to him about it. After coming to him with humility and trying to be liked, after I realized that was not going to get the way, then I basically was like, fuck you, I'll do what I want, say what I want, act how I feel.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. And now he is doing what he wants, saying what he wants, and acting how he feels, which is, I mean, the Bubba J blueprint, really.
Look at Al I can't even say his name. It's kind of like that. Like he just...
I loved his interview. The sooner you guys know that I'm good for you, the better we'll both be.
Patrice O'Neal was like that with me a little bit, where he, rest in peace. He would like bust your balls, and then he'd see that you would get upset, and then he'd be real nice to you, so you'd like him again, and then he would bust your balls again. He was just one of those guys. So anyway, but the fact is that Cormier said... he's using the N-word very frequently now. And then he says, Jones, are you going to be sandblasting prostitutes? Which I didn't even know that term existed. Sandblasting but I fucking love it. It sounds like a great name of a band or something. Like,
what does it mean, though?
It means fucking prostitutes, Joe. But sandblasting them.
I know, it's so strange.
Yeah, I agree. I 100% agree, but it's pretty damn cool. Sandblasting I think it's a great term. He's like, are you going to be sandblasting prostitutes? And then Jones is like, are you going to do cocaine? And then Jones is like, man, I partied my ass off on cocaine and then beat your ass. It was the best month of my life. I mean, that was a fucking hilarious press
I beat you 2 weeks after cocaine. It was a really good weekend.
It's I mean,
that was clever.
Yeah. No,
which is like, I was half high and I still beat you. Like, what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
I mean, now that I'm sober with my mind on,
Now, who do you think wins the rematch?
Man.
Come on.
Really? Come on.
No, it's not a come on. It's not as easy as you think.
Mm-hmm.
But you're John Jones' friend, and his you guys trained together, right?
Yeah. We were teammates.
So you were teammates.
Mm-hmm.
So you were completely biased in this.
Because I've seen him whoop everyone's ass.
Okay. He did not whoop
History.
Gustafson's ass.
History.
I've seen, okay, maybe he didn't whoop Gustafson's ass, but I've seen him whoop a lot of people's ass, and I mean, he's truly undefeated, like the Matt Hamill, I mean, come on. And I know where his mind is at now, and I think that you're going to see the best John Jones you've ever seen. And if you think about the fight, his last fight with Cormier, well, I think you can kind of see what's going to happen.
He won 3 out of 5 rounds. Cormier won 2 rounds in that fight.
Yeah, but also...
It doesn't matter. What did he
It was
destroy?
a different time mentally for Bones. And like he said, it was a good weekend.
Yeah. But who's saying he's not going to party again the weekend before?
He's not.
Come on.
Okay.
Too much in the hot water. Like once you've gotten into the deep trouble that he's gotten in, so close, and so many people telling you how quickly you could lose your stardom and your career and all that. I mean, at some point you come to a realization point, and I know this with John being on the show with him. It's like, I believe he truly has made this turnaround where it's like, I got it, guys. Don't worry. Now and as he matures, it becomes an understanding of, I got to get this on the road. Like, I
don't know. I think John Jones, I'm a fan of John Jones as a fighter, but I still think he has this, I can do whatever the fuck I want and I get away with it because I'm John Jones.
No. Come on, he took one Viagra and he lost a $9 million fight. You think that he's not going to be so...
He got busted with cocaine, right?
Okay.
And then a month later, left the scene of an accident, ran back to get his drugs,
and then after that, he got his shit together.
Really? We don't even know if it was a Viagra or steroids. We don't.
Yes, you do. They did. They checked. They said that it was the whatever pill from the Mexican
Jones,
Viagra.
But Cormier will make it a way better fight than most people are thinking. Because Cormier has gotten better. He's the champion. He's got that confidence that is like a whole, one of those rounds that he lost in the last fight, because he is the champion, might swing the momentum of that. Plus, I mean, he'll actually go into this fight, as much as he is not beloved, he'll actually go into this fight as probably the more liked guy. I mean, obviously the Bones Jones riders are going to definitely be like, he's got his shit together. Let's ride. Bones is back. But also, like, most people are a lot of people who are, morally or ethically inclined to say, well, Jones did this to a pregnant lady and that with cocaine and Viagra.
But there are plenty of athletes, Heather, to contradict. Look, I don't know. Do I hope John Jones has it together? Sure, I do hope for him. I hope for him and for the sport. But you look at guys like Dwight Gooden, Darryl Strawberry, Lawrence Taylor, even Michael Irvin, where over and over and over again they fucked up. And they continue to fuck up. And I'm not saying it's a lost cause, because there are people out there who have turned their lives around. But a lot of times what makes these athletes great is the fact that, like, they believe they're the baddest motherfuckers on the planet. And that's how they behave on and off the field. And unfortunately for Jones, it's just not working. And when he's at that press conference and he's saying, I fucking did cocaine and I still beat your ass. It was a fucking great party. Woohoo! It does not seem like he's that.
What is he supposed to... When that dude's talking to you, when Cormier's talking to you in that way, that is not a time to be remorseful. That is a time, as the kids say, which I hate this term, that is a time to clap back. I mean, I don't have time to be respectful and to think about the way the fans feel about me when my closest opponent and becoming a nemesis is throwing shade all in my direction. I have to take the shade he's throwing and shit it on him. You know what I mean? Like, I gotta take the things that he is talking about. I gotta take it, turn around, and you know what? You're right. I was coked out. It's a good point, and I still beat you coked out. You know what I mean? That's not a time to be like, you're right. Sorry, public announcement, guys. He's right. I was coked out, and I've made my amends for that.
You have a very good point.
I truly am sorry for that.
I will concede that you're absolutely.
I mean, he's gone on tour.
Well, I think it's important to take into consideration the first time Jones took the year layoff and he came back and fought
OSP. Looked like shit.
Everybody said DC would beat that John Jones.
Yes.
And now here he is again taking another year off. So how is that going to affect his performance this time?
But he's had grappling matches. I mean, he submitted Dan Henderson in 1 minute in grappling. I mean,
Yeah, the thing is, though, Jones came back for an OSP, so it was kind of like, I'll get up for this fight, but I ain't getting up for this fight. So, you know, that plays into, it depends on who he's fighting. You know what I mean? You give him some other guy, he might look shitty. You give him that one guy that he won't want to lose to, you're going to do everything it takes.
Yeah, first of all, it wasn't OSP last minute replacement, first of all, okay? He's kind of awkward. He's an ogre. He gets hit and he gets back up and keeps coming at you. Like, I talked to John after that fight and about that fight, and he was like, exactly. Like, the guy just kept coming. And of course, you know, he was a little bit hesitant because he does hit hard and he didn't want to accidentally get knocked out and lose that fight. And so it was like he took that just kind of as an easy win.
I was at that fight. And OSP one time clipped him hard and Jones just walked right through it.
Yo,
I'm like, it's a
St.
scary
Preux
motherfucker.
hits hard.
Yeah.
It's hard, and he's an athlete.
No, also in the press conference, Kevin Lee and Chiesa got into it. That was pretty awesome. Kevin Lee, I like Kevin Lee.
Kevin Lee's the man.
He's a guy.
Teammate. He's my
he's your
teammate,
teammate.
my boy, yeah.
He's got
I
arrogance.
like Chiesa too, though.
I like Chiesa also. This is a tough fight. This is gonna be. They're not giving. I don't think the UFC really likes Kevin Lee. Ever since he started calling out Northcutt and saying all this shit and kind of making it sort of bringing.
Were there any
race
repercussions coming from that?
I don't know. We're gonna ask him. We're gonna have him on the show in 15 minutes. But I mean,
ask him a question.
Jesus, I think it's a good fight. I'm excited for that fight. I could see both those guys winning that fight. So
I like Chiesa as well. I think he's a really nice guy, but and a great fighter. But Kevin, again, I see him in the gym. I see him training. I see his mentality. You know, is he confident? Is he a little cocky? Sure. But he works his ass off. Like, he really, really trains hard. And I know his coaches. Obviously, I was there for a reason. And I know that they're going to be able to come up with the best game plan to get this fight.
I'm a little nervous about Kevin's chin, and he does get hurt a lot in his fights. And Chiesa, but I mean, I think the blueprint to beating Chiesa would probably be the Joe Lozon fight, and it was a while ago. But Lozon had speed on him, and it does seem like Chiesa has a tough time with guys who are faster than him. Chiesa was faster than Beneil Dariush. He kind of walked through Dariush. Kevin Lee's fast, so I don't know. It's gonna, but if Chiesa connects. Can he stop Kevin Lee? Also, Weidman Gastelum. Fuck. That fight. Man, I mean, if you would have told me 2 years ago that Weidman was going to fight Gastelum and that I'd be confused as who was going to win, I'd be like, you're out of your fucking mind. Chris Weidman's a champion. He just beat Anderson Silva twice. He's going to be the greatest of all time. He's this, that. Kelvin Gastelum barely won the Ultimate Fighter, but yeah, he's a 170-pounder, possibly 155. Now we're talking Weidman's on a 3-fight losing streak. Gastelum has looked amazing against Tim Kennedy, looked amazing against his next fight against Vitor Belfort. Is a gamer. Is Weidman, seems like he has one foot out the door.
Good boxer.
Kelvin's a good boxer.
Tough wrestler.
Fuck. Bubba, who wins this fight?
I'm going to go with Gastelum. I'm biased. I like Gastelum better. I'm a friend of Gastelum. I'm an acquaintance of the other dude.
Yeah.
What was his name?
Chris Weidman.
I'm just messing with you. But I'm biased. I'm not even picking because of MMA. I'm picking because of
I'm more of a friend of Kelvin also than Chris, but I like Chris. Heather, who wins this fight?
I think that they're both skilled, and if you were to break it down scientifically, so to speak, I think, it could be either way, but just based on the emotional side of things and the mental side of things, and if that's going to come into play, I'm definitely going to go with Kelvin. I think he's got a confidence that's just getting bigger and bigger every day, and Weidman haven't quite seen that from him.
It does seem like also Chris gets tired early. It seems like every fight Chris is in second round, his
but
jaws
he's not
open.
muscular and he's not old.
Yeah, and, right, but you are okay. So all right.
Are you intimidated by my muscles?
No, not at all. So I'm just
saying.
You sure?
I'm
not at all. But I'm saying so. I don't know. And
you're older than me.
I'm just take a joke. All right. So Chris. But will this be the fight though where Gastelum has bit off more than he can chew? Will this be the fight that shows that Kelvin really is a 170 pounder?
So what happened with his failed marijuana test? Like they got
he's suspended for like 2 months or something, but it doesn't. That it? Yeah. And then his
hey, your fight's in 5 months. We're gonna suspend you for 2 months.
And his win got overturned.
Oh yeah.
To a no contest. Yeah, it's such bullshit. All right, so all right, let's talk about
when are these sports organizations gonna get with the times of legalizing marijuana? That's what I want to know.
Who knows?
How can that be a performance enhancing drug? What kind of
by the way, have you smoked in the last 2 years?
Almost 3 years sober, bro.
Wow.
Almost 3 years.
That's pretty amazing.
In November will be 3 years exactly.
How tempted are you to just?
Well, I listen to reggae, so I'm pretty sure that like that's not the music that would keep you away. But I mean, I like being where I'm at. You know, I'm in a good place mentally, and I'm way more mature than I was when I was smoking weed.
Does your wife smoke weed or no?
Yeah.
Oh wow. How often does she smoke?
Whenever she feels like it. I mean,
now some girls get horny when they smoke. Your wife?
Yes, that's a very big problem.
Really?
No, it's a good problem.
So she smokes and then she wants to bang?
Like most people.
Yes.
You get
Heather, you get horny when you smoke?
Who said I smoke?
Then you'd be horny all the time. Right. Okay, so let's talk about the fights last week. Did you watch the fights last week?
I didn't watch the main card.
Heather, you watched the fights last week?
I did.
Yes. Okay, first of all, let's talk about James Vick. So fucking happy for James Vick. Been on the podcast. He's now 8-1. Nice guy. And just a good dude. And he's right. He needs to be promoted more. There's a guy they should fucking throw more love to. They never throw any love to James Vick. People don't even know he's in the fucking UFC. Chase Sherman. That heavyweight fight was awesome. He fought that like fat Mexican dude.
The Vanilla Gorilla?
The Vanilla Gorilla is Chase Sherman. Yeah.
That's him?
Yes.
Yeah.
He fought on one leg.
That was a good fight.
If the other guy was smarter, he would have just kept kicking him.
Chase was the guy you're talking about. If Chase was smarter.
Whoever the guy is fighting the guy that was on one leg.
That was the Mexican dude was on one leg.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Vanilla Gorilla.
That's the white guy. He's vanilla.
Are you sure?
Yeah. That's why he's Vanilla Gorilla. Otherwise, he'd be the chocolate gorilla or the
other
tan
guy was
gorilla.
Mixed.
The Mexican dude, no, it was like the Mexican dude was on one leg. He was like the chubby guy.
Yeah, he kept getting kicked.
Yeah.
He was in blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, if Vanilla Gorilla was smarter, he would just kept kicking him.
By the way, they got to stop doing that, by the way. When they have a black guy fight a white guy, they always go like, this guy's in the black shorts and the other guy. Just say this guy's black and this guy's white. It's so stupid. I mean, can we just say that? Like, maybe if he's mixed or something, but just say he's like, right?
Yeah, I understand that for your everyday at home understanding, but as far as TV goes and being politically correct, that's probably the best place to be politically correct.
But it's so dumb. Like, if Czech Congo's fighting an albino fighter, can we just say that the other guy's white guy and Czech's the black guy? Can we just stop fucking saying, because sometimes they'll be in like, he's in the maroon and silver shorts, and he's in the maroon and blue shorts, and now I gotta fucking learn my colors. It's annoying. Tell me it's not annoying.
It is. No, I get it. Like, but when I'm at home and they're like, well, who's who? I'm like, yo, it's the black guy.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
But I don't think you can do that on Fox.
They should do that. It's so stupid. So, and then who else? The girl, by the way, that girl, Courtney Casey, you were right about her. I didn't know she was that good. And you said, no, when she beat Randa, I didn't know who Courtney Casey was. And you said Courtney Casey's a really good fighter. Yeah. You're right.
Yeah, she's pretty good. I mean, I know I trained with Claudia Gardella for that fight when she fought Courtney Casey. And so, of course, I'd gone over some film and with my coaches to kind of help with certain positions. But yeah, not an easy fight for Claudia, and wasn't going to be an easy one for Jessica either.
Yeah, no, I was just really impressed, and this Courtney Casey girl, she's really good. The up kicks were insane. Yeah. That was really cool. I've yet to see anyone get knocked out by an up kick, in a long time, but she came pretty close, and I think Jessica might have overlooked her. Jessica, I feel bad for Jessica, but it almost seems like the sport is now sort of passing her a little bit. Like,
everyone's just says that when a person comes off of a 2-year layoff from an ACL injury and has a bad fight, they should just retire.
I didn't say she retire. I'm saying when you're ranked number 3rd in the world and you lose to an unranked opponent.
Number 3rd?
She was ranked number 3.
She wasn't ranked 3.
At one point she was.
Well, at one point, yeah.
All right, fine. Well, I'm just saying. She the other girl.
I know. Chris Weidman was the champ too.
Yes, it's true, and he's old and has muscles. All right, so now we got to talk about Chaz Skelly, Jason Knight. That was also Jason Knight has the best rubber guard in MMA, other than Ben Saunders. He really does that 10th Planet thing well, whatever the hell they're doing. Mm-hmm. He's doing it well, and I liked
Knight. I liked his grit, his country boy, get her done attitude. I really liked him fighting.
Now, how do you feel about, like, if you look at his T-shirt, he has the Confederate,
didn't like it.
The Confederate flag.
Didn't like it. Didn't fuck with it at all.
Right, and that's my whole thing. Now, some people will say, listen, it's not a racist thing. It's just being proud of where you're from.
But if it affects anybody, you should change it.
Right, that's how I feel. Because people will look at it, and even the intent is not to say, the South will rise again and bring back slavery and whatever else. If people get offended by that, and you know that, you just have some fucking consideration.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Although Jason Knight probably gained a lot of fans by having that as well. I mean, there's probably a lot of people in Alabama who are
Trump supporters.
Who are like, fuck yeah.
Yeah. But he also lost a good minority class of.
Are you not a fan of his because of that?
No, I'm a fan of his because of his fighting style and his, I'm a fighter. So first, I like his grit, all that, but I didn't like the shirts because of the things that it represents for my people.
Okay, right, and I understand that, and I was just thinking, Jason Knight, man,
but they are from an area where that culture is absolutely acceptable. I ain't gonna lie, when I saw his group of supporters, I just saw white, and they for sure have used the N-word once or twice.
Oh, you don't know that.
Oh, yes,
Come
I do.
on.
Oh, yes, I do.
Come on.
Yes, I do.
Maybe just singing along to
That's
rap
what I was just
songs.
thinking. That was honestly my thoughts. Like, just joking around, I was like, yo.
Now, do you get mad when white people sing along to rap songs, say the N-word?
No, I don't get offended by the NIGGA. To me, is if you say the A, it's okay.
Right.
If you say the ER, we're headed to the ER. To me, that's like a, you know how people learn by having catchy things to understand.
What if you miss? Because when I was in 4th grade, I saw a map and it said Niger, and I missed it up.
That's
that's okay, right?
That's a common mistake.
Okay, gotcha.
But when you have a lack of understanding of the word, and you use it wrong, then as a black man, I have to correct you. I don't have to absolutely beat you up, but I have to school you.
Have you ever beat someone up for saying it?
I probably have.
I mean, you have. What do you mean you probably have?
I did. I definitely did. One of my first fights at Penn State, I beat the hell out of this dude for saying that one time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where was this?
This was right in front of Canyon Pizza at Penn State in 2007.
Somebody said that to you?
Mm-hmm.
And then you took him down? Or did you you keep it standing?
No, I definitely double-legged him. And then the cop asked me, where's my bottle or where's my weapon? And I'm just like, what are you talking about? He's like, that dude's face, and this is the first time I heard it. He's like, that dude's face looks like taco meat. Where's the weapon? And I'm like, these knucks, son. These knucks. And my hands were all bitten up.
No way.
Yeah, I jacked that guy up pretty bad. But also, I must say that there was a lot of alcohol involved.
Now, have you ever had sex with a white girl and she said it to you?
No.
Oh. No, let's say you're about to bust and you're having sex with Heather, right? And then Heather says, oh, Bubba, and then starts saying the N-word. Do you stop or do you finish?
I'd probably stop.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
You know, that's a big fetish in the porn world, like racist porn.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, they have like a pretty white girl and then like 20 black dudes, and she's like saying the N-word, all this crazy stuff.
Do you watch this stuff?
Oh yeah, I've seen a couple of videos.
Yeah. Have you masturbated to it?
Well, we don't got to go there. This is a family podcast. Come on.
It's a family podcast. Yeah, no, my pride wouldn't allow me to continue that.
Wow, good for you, man. If I was having sex with a girl and she started calling me Jew or something, I probably would I would probably finish and then be like, you have to leave, and I wouldn't pay for her Uber, and I'd be like, because I'm a Jew. No, but I that's probably what I would do. Have you ever dealt with racism, Heather?
No.
No, no one ever made fun of you for being a Jewish or having OCD.
No.
Oh, okay.
What? OCD is racist?
No, all right. So the Alvarez-Poirier fight.
Oh man.
That was a good fight. Eddie Alvarez.
Yeah, it was a good fight for Eddie.
Eddie's the toughest dude I've ever seen in my life.
Because he got away with a no contest.
But he was out of it. I mean, he was out of it and still fighting. And I don't know if he would have lost that fight. He might have come back and won that fight.
Stop it.
Come on. He was.
Stop
I don't
it.
know, man. He might have won that fight.
Stop the ridiculousness that comes out of your mouth as words.
Really? You think Dustin definitely would have won that fight?
Oh my gosh. He was 10-8ing him badly.
But he was coming back. He was coming. He was mounting the comeback.
Listen, one punch. No, it wasn't. He got one punch off, and on the way of dying, he got one shot off. You know what I mean? Like, dude got filled up with a 50 cal, and as he was on his last breath,
I don't know.
He shot his little BB gun and nicked the guy in the eye.
Heather,
pretty
did you
much.
see it?
I did.
Did you think Eddie could have come back and won that fight?
No, he was way outclassed.
Wait, Eddie was gonna wait, but it was Poirier that got hit.
No, but Poirier was putting it on Eddie, had
Yeah.
Eddie out, and then Eddie was just like fighting on instinct.
Yeah.
But clipped Poirier a couple times, got the takedown.
Yeah.
One time.
Do you think that Eddie could have won, came back and won if he hadn't done that knee?
Oh, if he hadn't. I mean, I don't know, man. It was back and forth.
Thank you.
No.
He had just drawn. I mean, look where Poirier was when that illegal knee happened.
Whoa! Look, Heather speaks the truth.
That's from his little BB gun shot. That was the one punch that got him in that position. That was the one punch that got him in that position, and he capitalized on it. But if the gap was widening between who was the better fighter, when you first start, you don't really know who the better fighter is. You kind of guess. As the fight continued to go on, the gap got way, way wider.
I don't know about that, man.
Watch it again. Just watch it again. Watch how easy Poirier was just tagging him.
So you watch
And trust me, I'm an Eddie Alvarez fan. The wrestler in him, the grit, the East Coast, Jersey, New York kind of grit and love he's got. I'm down with Eddie, but DP, the Diamond, was not playing no games.
But you watch Eddie Alvarez's fights, and so many of his fights are like that, where he's hurt, and then he mounts a fucking comeback from hell, and then somehow he ends up coming back and like winning. I mean, it happens all the time with that.
Yes, I didn't see that one going that way.
That's why we agree to disagree. I don't know if it would happen.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just saying is that
I think he got away
No,
with
I
one,
definitely
though.
don't think you could count it out. I think they were both. I mean, it was back and forth. Yeah, like Poirier was putting it on him, but then it was. I mean, he came back and he dropped him, and then
chin also is not, not that he's not tough, but he's been dropped by Michael Johnson. He's been dropped by, I think the Korean Zombie dropped him. What's his name? Conor McGregor fucking stopped him. It's not like he's never been hurt before or stopped. Now, did it look like he was in better shape than Eddie Alvarez? Absolutely. But I don't know. I don't know, man. It wasn't one of those things where...
My opinion is watch it again and watch how DP was literally on his way to embarrassing Alvarez. It really was about to be an embarrassment. But he got away with one. I do think, though, that he should have been... It should not have went to a no contest.
yeah, no way.
There was three strikes.
If you mess up, if you do an illegal blow, and I mean that's you got to
Like Popovich said this just 2 days ago. Have you guys ever heard of manslaughter? It doesn't care what your intent was. If you're driving down the street and you are texting and you kill someone, your ass still go to jail.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Doesn't matter your intent. Your intent might not to need him in the head 3 times, but you did.
Yeah, it's like when Joe.
So-
It's like Joe, that time that you brought home a tranny. Like
What?
Like your intent was to have sex with a girl, but now you're gay.
Right.
Right? Is that kind of the way it goes? All right. So we're gonna call Kevin Lee right now. By the way, we're gonna call Kevin Lee, one of my favorite people. We have a speaker now, by the way, so we can all hear it.
Oh, look at you upgrading life.
Yeah, upgrading my life. Well,
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message.
I have not upgraded that much because people are still not picking up the fucking phone. All right, Kevin Lee, pick up the phone. Come on, Kevin Lee. All right. Oh, no, Frankie. Actually, we'll call Frankie Edgar first. Sorry, I fucked up. Frankie Edgar.
Your call has been forwarded
here we go.
to an
Boom.
automatic voice message.
Boom. Here we go. So, anyway, I'll tell you who I was happy for was Stipe Miocic because that dude, you know, is such a good guy. He came to my show. I gave him such a hard time for my show, making fun of him. He laughed his ass off with his brother. And he's a nice guy, and he's one of those guys, he's the heavyweight champion of the world, and he's a full-time fireman. Like, where do you fucking see that? Like, where do you see fucking Kobe Bryant? Oh, he's on the Lakers and he's a fireman. Or LeBron James is a champion and he's a fireman. I mean, being a heavyweight champion is a full-time job as it is. The dude
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice message.
All right, so Frankie. I mean, that's to me.
Who are
That's
you trying to call? Kevin and Frank?
I'm calling Frankie first. I mean, that's pretty damn special. And
Maybe try calling Kevin since he's
I told Frankie at 8 o'clock first, so I'm gonna call Frankie first.
because he's on the East Coast.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Stipe a lot. I think he's a good dude.
I don't know.
He's a nice guy, and I wish the UFC would get behind him more. I don't know that they will, but you know, if they put half the amount of press behind Sage Northcutt as they put to Stipe Miocic, everybody would know how good of a guy and how great Stipe Miocic is. I mean, a three-sport athlete in college. It's hard to do fucking one sport in college.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice message.
Fuck, man. No one's picked up the fucking phone. All right, so what else we got? This week, what are the fights? Oh, who did you think won, by the way, the Masvidal-Maia fight?
I thought Masvidal won.
Really?
I did. I think, you know, with the new rules, I think with the old rules, Maia won. Maia?
Yeah.
But I think with the new rules, it's like who's ever doing the most damage. I think, you know, was in a dominant position being on his back, but he wasn't striking him. He had like a body lock. He wasn't even using his legs to strike, you know, from the back. So I think in the end, Masvidal did a lot more.
It was tough to call. It was a tough one. I think Maia won. I got to watch it again. Hey, Frankie Edgar.
Hey, what's up, man?
What's going on, man? I'm here with Bubba Jenkins, Heather Joe Clark, my man Joe Perez. Congrats on the big win, man. That was awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate that. What's up, fellas?
What's up? Congrats, man. That was awesome. Especially the fact that he's a young blood and he was talking mad shit, and you got to do what Edgar does.
Yeah. I mean,
hey, definitely. Had to let him know.
I mean, seriously, where do you rank that as far as your biggest wins?
I don't know, man. I don't even look at it like that anymore.
You don't even remember that fight.
I mean, it felt really good. I was able to get out of there really with any injuries, getting nicked up or anything. So that's a good one for right now.
No, it was awesome. And, you know, I was saying that's going to happen. I'm like, no, this kid is good. He's flashy. He's this, he's that. But he's never fought a grinder like Frankie Edgar, a guy who's been in there with the best in the world and who's beaten the best in the world. And it's exactly what happened. It was awesome.
Yeah, no, thank you. I know I had to kind of take it to him, close that space. We were ready. My coaches always do a great job of making sure we cover all the bases, and we definitely did for this one.
Did you feel disrespected at all by the UFC, by people that they were kind of almost putting you in gatekeeper category, and you were like, no, fuck that, I'm not ready for that?
Yeah, no, I don't sweat. That's kind of the way this business works. These are younger guys; they got to build them up. They're the future. But I guess it's kind of crapshoot for them sometimes. They don't know if who's always gonna pan out. But if he did win, it would have looked good for them. But we had to pump the brakes on that one.
No, it was awesome. Now, you sprinted to the octagon. I never saw anybody more excited to get into the cage to fight. Is that what you usually do, or was this like a new thing?
No, I always run to the cage. I can't help it. It's kind of the wrestling days you run out. And, you're waiting 8 weeks to fight this guy. I don't want to wait a second longer. So if I can make it any quicker, I always do.
Yeah, no, it was honestly, I was going crazy. I was super happy. Now, how do you train for a guy like Yair with his like karate background?
yeah, luckily, I've been training with Edson Barboza and Marlon Moraes the past 5 years, and they throw some of the nastiest kicks in the sport of MMA. I brought in Martin Day, he's Hawaiian, really a Taekwondo specialist. I think he's like 6-0, 7-0 as an MMA fighter himself. So he actually helped get BJ ready for Yair, and that's how we found him. He gave me a phenomenal look. I had him out for about 3 weeks. Got several sparring sessions with him. So that helped me up big time.
No, it was awesome. Now, a lot of people were saying that that's how the Conor fight would have went if you fought Conor. Is that how you think it would have went?
He's a different fighter, but yeah, I like to think I could do that to a lot of people. And that might be the way me and Conor would have went down. Yeah, for sure.
I was so happy, man. I was like, you're right there. You're now fighting the winner, right, of Aldo versus Holloway. Who do you think wins that fight?
I don't know. It's tough one to call. Holloway's been on such a tear. He's really coming into his own. And Aldo, not too long ago, was talking about retirement. So who knows how his heart is heading into this fight. But yeah, that's gonna be a tough fight. I don't know if I'm definitely getting the winner. I believe I should get the winner, and I'm gonna lobby for it. So I'm just hoping for the best at this point.
Did you watch the fight before that between Alvarez and Poirier?
I was in the back, but Eddie's my teammate. Mark and Ricardo in his corner, obviously. So I had my eyes on it. It's always tough to focus so much on that when you're pretty much the next fight. But I was pulling for him. Now, it was a crazy fight. Both guys came and really brought it down.
Yeah, and I was saying that I think Eddie was mounting a comeback. Bubba says that he doesn't think that's what would have happened. He said he'd think Poirier would have finished him. I'm like, I don't know, man.
No, first of all, you can't ask a New Jersey, New Yorker guy how he feels about Eddie Alvarez because it's going to be biased by location alone.
Yeah, plus, I'm definitely biased. But believe it or not, I'm buddies with Dustin. He's a stud too.
Yeah.
And that's Eddie fight, man. Typical Eddie fight. Poirier's been in fights like that too. That's why I was so interested in that matchup. They're kind of two of the same guys. But that's Eddie's way, man. He gets rocked. Sometimes he doesn't start fighting until he's a little dinged up. And he was coming on, pouring on heavy at that moment. But I would have liked to see that fight go on. Obviously, maybe they'll run it back, those two guys.
Now, the Conor Alvarez fight. Now, you train with Eddie. I'm sure those probably are legendary sparring sessions. You guys are both monsters. But when you see the way Conor fucked up Eddie, does that discourage you and think to myself, oh shit, maybe this dude is on a level? Or does that just, MMA math doesn't really work, and just because he beat Eddie that way doesn't mean that's how your fight would have went with him?
Yeah, I don't look at that at all, and I ain't sweating anybody. I don't care how any of their previous fights go. I always give myself the benefit of the doubt. But Eddie definitely didn't follow the game plan in that fight. He'll tell you that himself. I kind of think Eddie laid an egg. I don't take anything from Conor, man. He is special. He puts guys away with minimal effort at times. But I've seen fights where Conor looked great, and I've seen fights where he struggled. So I don't see any reason why I can't make him struggle too.
Do you think he's going to come back to 45?
I don't know, man. I don't know who knows if he even comes back to MMA at all. He makes his big payday with Floyd. Shit, he might be chilling. Yeah, and how do you think that Floyd fight? I think it goes. Floyd gets him out of there in 4 or 5 rounds, if that. I don't know, man. I can't really call that. If I had to bet all my money, I'm betting it on Floyd without a doubt. But I'll probably throw some on McGregor. Why not?
Yeah, I think it's 16-1.
But when you got Edgar money, you can spin on a little bit on both sides.
I don't know about Edgar money, man.
Speaking of which, you took a bunch of guys to Bahrain, and you were the head of the Bahrain wrestling team or something. But what the fuck happened? Why were you in Bahrain?
No, Sheikh Khalid from Bahrain is really into MMA. He started an MMA organization called KHK MMA, and actually he recently just started Brave Promotions. Brave Promotion. I believe they had six fights so far. Kazakhstan, Bahrain, India, Brazil. I believe they're going back to Brazil in July. So I commentate for them. So that's the connection there. Oh,
okay, gotcha. And then, so did you train out there, or?
I did when we all kind of introduced him, when he introduced the team to the media and everything. I did train out there a little bit.
I've actually been to Bahrain twice. I've done comedy for the U.S. military out there. And it's
one of the biggest bases in the Middle East out there, I believe.
Yeah, it was kind of fun, but it was interesting. Did you go to that karaoke bar where there's like all these Filipinos there and just?
Yes, I've been there. It's funny, man. It's definitely a trip. Oh, it's hot as shit out there too.
Oh, absolutely. Now, how's the wife and kids?
Everybody's doing good, man. Kids are enjoying this weather turning. Hopefully, get some good summer weather here on the East Coast. You know how that goes.
Now, your 3 kids are Francisco, Santino, and Valentina. Could you make them any more Italian? Like what was it?
Yeah, man. You know, my oldest, Francesco, that's my grandfather's name, so
right.
That was kind of respect to him. And then Santino always liked. Valentina seemed to just fit, so we kept it rolling.
Right. Now, your 2 sons wrestle, and I remember I hit you up one time to do the podcast, and you said your daughter had her play. So I go, oh, I'm sure she's going to kill it. You're like, she's 2. What was the play?
Oh, it was Dr. Seuss play. So, you know, she had like a little bit of lines. It was, again, she's 2 years old. So as long as she got up there, it's all I need. So it was cool. She was like one of the first ones. I went to grab her off stage, and I'm like, she's like, no, you can't take her. She's at the end, too. I'm like, damn. They had to sit through all of them 2-year-olds, you know?
That's hilarious. Now, your kids are wrestling. Are you going to have her wrestle or no?
Hell no. So she'll do jiu-jitsu, actually. My wife just started doing jiu-jitsu about a year ago, and she's a 3-stripe white belt, so I'll get my daughter in some jiu-jitsu, I think, eventually.
Nice. Your wife is smoking hot, by the way. She came to my comedy show. She was super nice. And so Frankie came to Jersey, and then they like, hey, tomorrow we're having a party. Will you do comedy in our kitchen during the party? And I was like, I had something. I'm like, I don't know, but thank you. I almost did it too. I was like, that actually would have been a lot of fun. So now, are you still working at Rutgers as the assistant coach?
No, I'm still involved with the program. I help them whenever I can, and you know, a lot of times I'll work out with those guys, or I'll have some of them guys come down and work out with me. It's nice to train with Division I wrestlers whenever you can.
Yeah, of course. Now Jones Cormier, I think DC is going to take it. Heather says John Jones. Bubba says John Jones. Who do you like in that rematch?
You know, man, John Jones, I think. Before he left, he probably, found the best to do this. But it's just tough to say. He's been away for so long. DC's one of the best strategic fighters that we've got in the sport. I think he could find a way and maybe get it done. But that's a tough one to pick, really.
I hope so. I hope so for the sake of goodness. Now, as far as TJ Dillashaw, Cody No Love, who do you like in that fight?
I guess I got to go Cody. I think Cody's in his head, Teammates, from what I hear, I guess he already knocked him out once. I don't know if it's true or not, but, you watch the show a little bit. It seems like Cody's got the mental edge, but you never know. I mean, sometimes it doesn't matter. Yeah. And then Bisping Romero. Bisping Romero. That's happening?
They're saying that's going to happen. The odds are already out on it.
I'm going to go with Bisping. I think Bisping's going to shock some people and get it done.
Thank you. That's what I said. I said Romero's going to gas after 2 rounds, and Bisping's going to take it. I
think Bisping's one of the most underrated guys out there. I mean, he brings a crazy pace. He's always in shape. Throws a lot of volume. But Romero can definitely get him out of there within the first 2. If he doesn't, I think it's Bisping.
That's what I said. Do you see that me and Frankie, we the exact same picks on all these fights?
You guys are 2 peas in a pod, I tell you. Similar.
Yes.
So similar.
Do you have any questions for Frankie Edgar, Heather, Joe Clark?
I don't have any questions, but I don't think I've ever met you, Frankie, and I am a big fan. I think that you are pound for pound, one of the best fighters in the world, and I often try to emulate, some of your footwork, and I often think about randomly, but think about that movement and that side to side movement and how I just appreciate how you keep people guessing. And even though they know what you're going to do, it's they can't stop it. And that's just really impressive.
Well, thank you. Thank you a lot. That means always means a little more. It's coming from your peers. So I appreciate that.
Thank you.
And Bubba, any questions for the great Frankie Edgar?
Nah, man, keep doing what you're doing, bro. You know where you're headed. You know where you want to be, and you're right around the corner from getting that clap back at Jose. So.
Now, straight wrestling match. Who wins, you or Frankie Edgar?
I beat Edgar by 6 points.
Frankie, do you agree with this or no?
Wait, so how many points? How many?
6 points. He says he beat you in a straight wrestling match. I don't know. This is
Mike, man. I don't know, man. I don't wrestle. I mean, he's more probably. I don't know. I'll give him a good go. I'll give him the good hand. I'll give him the hand raise.
Come on, this is a 4-time. I mean, it was the national champion, but Frankie was a 4-time qualifier. You weren't a 4-time qualifier, Bubba.
You're right. You're right. I was off smoking weed somewhere.
Man. He got the chip, man. That's what means something.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Well, listen, Frankie, man. Thank you for coming on the podcast. Big fan of yours, man. Are you going to be in Vegas in July?
Vegas is right now. I don't know yet. I'm becoming for Brave sometime in July, so I got to see how that works out.
Right. Okay. Well, if you're in Vegas in July, I got a show there, fight weekend, and I would love to see you, man.
Hey, Frankie, why haven't you?
If I'm out there, I'll catch you for sure.
My question is, why haven't you done the Ultimate Fighter show as far as a coach?
I have once.
Okay.
I'll never do it again.
That's probably why I didn't remember it. You weren't trying to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, guys.
Take
Have
care.
a good night.
Thanks.
Bye.
Take care, Heather.
Take care. All right, that was the great Frankie Edgar. Fucking nice, humble dude.
Totally.
That's exactly.
Family guy, like really cool. He's just I don't know. He's just a great example, I think, of again that professionalism and that athlete. He is, I think, one of the not underrated, but kind of underrated. Like,
Yeah,
you know
no,
what I
he
mean? Like, he
definitely
just doesn't
gets
get the
passed up
credit.
on.
Yeah, he doesn't get the credit that I think he deserves. And man, he's solid.
I seriously think that he would have beat Conor McGregor. I know people think I'm crazy because of how good Conor has looked in just knocking people out. But when have you ever seen Frankie fight a dumb fight? Like, even the fights he's lost to Ben Henderson, you could argue he won both those fights. To Jose Aldo, you could argue he won the first fight. It was very, very close. They were very close technical fights. And they could have went, and they were very close. He's not the kind of guy to go out there and make mistakes. He doesn't make mistakes. He's not the best athlete in the UFC, but he's probably the best, has the best fight IQ. Even the fight against Jeremy Stevens, when he won, he got rocked, almost finished, and he turned it into a wrestling match, and he got the W. Now, a lot of guys would have turned into a brawl and lost. But he's one of those dudes where he's a smart fighter. And obviously Conor hits you, you're going down. But it might be one of those things where Conor doesn't get to hit him. He's kind of on his back the whole fucking time. And even the BJ Penn fights. He out BJ'd BJ Penn. So I don't know. But people maybe will never know. I don't know if Conor McGregor is ever going to make 145 again.
I second your analysis.
You do?
On this opinion and this opinion. And this opinion only.
Thank you. Hey, Joe, I think Mayhem is here. Can you go get Mayhem at the door?
Oh, thanks. Yeah, Mayhem. Only an hour and 21 and counting minutes late.
He makes you look early, actually.
Yes, he does. He does a good job.
Have you been watching the new Ultimate Fighter, by the way?
Yes, I think I have not watched last week's. Maybe I have. I think I might be caught up.
It's great. By the way, your teammate lost.
Yeah.
I like your teammate, Johnny Nunez.
Yeah.
Now, after he lost, I think Nunez is a typical wrestler, but also one of these guys who gets in his own worst enemy. You could just see it. You could just see it. Even the fights where he's lost, I fought this guy, but I took the fight on short notice. Or I fought this guy, but he at the time was ranked number 4 in the world. Oh, I fought this. He always has an excuses, which I understand why, and I do the same thing a lot of times with comedy. Dude, the fucking crowd was dead, or the guy before me was had a goat or something, whatever, or a fucking chicken, or they were Mormons, but eventually you just have to say I fucking had a bad set, and eventually you have to say I lost, and that's it.
Yeah.
Because when you keep making excuses, you keep letting yourself off the hook. And I knew that Nunez before that fight was making excuses as to why he lost his previous fights. That this dude's in trouble.
I feel like he's I don't mean this in disrespect because I like Johnny, but I think he's a gym hero.
Yeah. Well, then that's probably why he keeps getting picked for the Ultimate Fighter, because people are probably in their ear going, no, this guy's...
I think it's because he lives in Las Vegas and it's easy to get him there.
Maybe, but also...
And people like him, and he's
cheaper,
a good-looking guy. And
cheaper.
Like him, look. Now, afterwards...
all you got to do is Uber him over, and he's in the show.
Now, it looked like after the fight, Miesha Tate was going to bang him, or at least blow him. Like she came over after the fight and was consoling him, giving him a massage, a fucking rub and tug. Now, what happened? Is there any truth to this, Heather?
I didn't see. Actually, I didn't watch the episode.
Okay, but did it? Okay, well, did you see the episode?
Yeah, I saw it.
Did it look like Tate was a little bit more hands-on than some people?
Well, she's a teammate of a guy who just took a loss.
Yeah.
He looked very sad.
Yes.
And needed some consoling. And I think Miesha was willing to console.
It looked like a porno. Come on, did it not look like fucking some...
my eyes did not see in that light.
All right. Well, speaking of good times, Blue Apron is the #1 fresh ingredient and recipe delivery service in the country. The mission is to make incredible home cooking accessible to everybody, and they achieve this by supporting a more sustainable food system, setting the highest standards for ingredients, and building a community of home chefs. They've established partnerships in over 150 local farms, fisheries, and ranchers across the U.S. And as a result, their seafood is sourced sustainably under standards developed in partnership with the Monterey Bay Aquarium Seafood Watch. Their beef, chicken, and pork come from responsibly raised animals. Listen, cooking together builds strong family bonds. Me and my girl, we had a Blue Apron night last week. We made 3 meals, and these were delicious. And I'm a horrible chef. And I feel like I'm fucking Emerald Lagasse when it comes to Blue Apron, okay? Research shows that Blue Apron families cook nearly 3 times more often. Those who spend a lot at restaurants or at high-end grocery chains can now spend under $10 per person for a delicious meal. I'm telling you, it was delicious. Trust me on this. You make these food, the meals are less than 45 minutes. It's delicious. You bond together. Not all ingredients are created equal. Fresh, high-quality ingredients make a real difference. It's important to know where your food comes from. You got to check out Blue Apron, okay? It's affordable, less than $10 per person per meal. There's a variety, and it's flexible, and it's easy. So guaranteed, Blue Apron's freshness guarantees promise that every ingredient in your delivery arrives ready to cook, or they'll make it right. Yes, thank you. Check out this week's menu. Get your first 3 meals free with free shipping. Go to blueapron.com/MMA Roast. So, the great Mayhem Miller just showed up an hour and 20 minutes late, but he's here. He's here with a beautiful lady. I don't know who she is, but seems very beautiful. Mayhem, how are you? He's got to take a piss. He got me a gift. Macaroons. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much, Mayhem.
I was beginning to think he kidnapped Joe for a second.
Yes. Now, this week, by the way, there are some good fights this week in Bellator. I know Bubba is excited about this. So, Bellator fights this week. There's actually some good fights.
Did we go over all the fights already?
We went over most of them.
Oh, but not all of them.
Not all. What do we miss? We did the Edgar, obviously. He was there.
Wasn't there another girl fight?
There was. We went over Joanna and went over.
We didn't talk about. Then we didn't talk about the Joanna.
Oh, Joanna. Okay, well, Joanna Jędrzejczyk.
Yeah.
I think that's how you say it.
Yep. What do you think about that? Because I was actually expecting a much different fight.
I think she is in a different class. That other girl, Jessica Andrade, I thought was the girl to give her the most problems.
I did too.
And Joanna is just such a good striker, and she made the other girl look amateurish. The other girl couldn't impose her will on her. Joanna figured her out.
But okay, was that just lack of game plan or lack of ability?
I think that Andrade didn't have a plan B. I think that her plan A was to bully her, come in there swinging, and close the distance and just throw bombs.
It just didn't make sense to me. It was like, okay, yeah, like you said, no plan B. Like, obviously, this isn't working first round, second round, third round. Like, something needed to change. And she was having, like, this amazing success getting that single leg and then using it for this horrible takedown that, like, you got that single leg. Why not go up to the body lock? Why not go just, like a low single or, a dump? Like, she just would go for this high, super powerful move to drop her on her head, and then it was like she couldn't hold her down. I don't know. It just...
My opinion is that what probably happens in the gym, she bullies everybody. All the girls in her division, in her gym.
I'm sure that's not the case. I'm sure she goes with guys too, Adam.
Okay, but she doesn't go with... All right, well, maybe they're not giving her good looks, because it seems like It was the case of like, that's how she won her last 3 fights, of just going in there against Jessica Penny and bulldozing her against.
She didn't do that with Angela.
Didn't do with Angela, right? But she didn't have a plan B. Her coach needed to say, listen, what you're doing is not working.
You're getting the leg. Try a different takedown. Try to go to a double. Try to
she didn't
chain
have it. I don't know.
I'm so confused.
Really? You've never seen a fighter not have a plan B in a fight?
I guess, but it's a title fight, and we've all seen that Joanna's very difficult to take down, so I would assume that was something that they had. Like that takedown was something that she worked a lot, but it's like, if that's not working, there's got to be another takedown that's working.
I think
right?
it was stubbornness too. Stubbornness probably as well. Bubba, your thoughts?
I didn't see the fight. I just keep hearing about how dominant the champ was.
The other girl won the first round, but then it was one of those cases where the other girl, Joanna, was keeping her distance, landing kicks, landing jabs. I actually watched it with the sound off, but it just seemed like it was like, okay, you're not getting to her, but you keep doing the exact same thing.
Do you often watch with the sound off?
No, but for some reason there was a comedy show going on, so I had to put the sound off while I looked down and watched
still
it.
in jokes, are we?
What?
Nothing. Anyways.
Roasted.
Yes. Okay. Mayhem Miller just took a dump in my bathroom. What's going on, buddy?
No, listen, man. I didn't take a shit. What's up, my brother?
What's up,
God,
how are you?
America, it's good to be black. Hey, I am fucking awesome.com / Mayhem Miller Industries.
Yes.
Thanks for having me on again after last time's debacle.
No, last time you were great.
I was?
Yeah. It was here. Last time you were great.
time.
It was the time before that. Things were a little strange.
What happened?
I forgot what happened.
Yeah, me too. So
But,
I know that.
I like your high school visitor pass. That's
thanks a lot.
No, yeah, I heard you went to a high school today.
I did. The
Is that community?
Stop Before You Start program.
Is that part of community service?
I know. Yeah, I actually made that joke. I was saying, hey, I'm not here for community service. I came here on my own.
No, really? That, like, it wasn't part. Now, what high school was like? Okay, no offense, but like, some shit has been a little rough.
No. Go ahead. Say what you were trying to say.
I was saying, like, okay, so I think it's great you're going to a high school.
Don't
but
be stuttering now, dog.
Who approved it? Did you just show up at the high school, or were you booked? Or?
Yeah, I just, I wandered onto campus with an assault rifle, and in today's America, they just welcome me with open arms.
So what happened, for real?
No, I'm involved with this program wearing a shirt.
Yeah.
Stop Before You Start. It's a really good organization that has really solid leadership. This guy is really passionate about stopping kids to it's real easy to spin off into the damn ditch, as I showed them on TMZ for the last couple years. But it's just a chance for me to maybe sway some young people who might be at risk of getting in trouble, because it's so easy. It's like from one bump to suddenly you're sucking dick for coke.
Is that what you told these kids?
I had to tone it down over there. I know on MMA Roasted I can say whatever I want.
Of course.
Because we on the internet.
Right.
And hopefully you don't lose your Baby Bell cheese.
No, but you're good with kids. You actually spoke to my wrestling team and inspired them as well. So
did I?
Yeah. They were all excited about meeting you, and you told everybody to.
I told them don't grow up to be a cowboy.
Right.
It's
so,
a tough life.
So speaking of which, before you came, we were talking about how the GSP versus Bisping fight is off.
What?
Yeah.
Well, that means
now you're a guy who fought both those guys.
I did.
Who did you see winning that fight?
Well, the smart money is on Michael Bisping to play a technical game and kind of avoid the takedowns by jabbing and
but
dancing.
Isn't that what GSP's so good at, is the technical game?
Well, yeah, absolutely. But you have a bigger athlete by a head. You know what I mean? Like, he's one head taller than GSP.
Should make it easier for him to take GSP to take him down, though.
You think so. But I shot in on this long-legged black kid in high school wrestling. And this guy, I said, he's tall. I'm just going to shoot a little single. What an idiot. This kid just he just hip checked me right to the floor because, as soon as I shot in, he was ready. He was waiting. And, when you're taller, you have the advantage of being able to, reach a farther distance. Now, with wrestling, that means you can keep them off you and prepare for the sprawl. But with MMA, you can keep that jab out there all damn day. You know, you keep tagging the guy, and those little points start to add up, you know. And we've seen GSP ugly, and it's not a pretty sight.
Now, when you fought GSP and he was punching you, you were laughing at him.
Yeah.
What was your thought process?
I get in a zone, man. Once I'm in that zone, I feel no pain.
And I mean, we were trying to like psych him out, saying your punches don't hurt, you're a fucking kind of thing.
You know, it was mostly I was just having a fucking blast. You know, I was having fun. You know, the excitement of being in front of all them people, and just this burning desire I have to let the world know about my martial arts was just like carried me through. I was a zombie. I was just like going through the motions, you know, doing exactly what the training told me to do. And that night, you know, I fell short. I lost a decision, but you know,
you gained so many fans,
a lot of fans, and I gained a lot of respect. And my dad even gave me a hug for the first time.
Now your parents, when you were young, you kept getting into fights in school, so you had to move 40 miles away to go to a school that you were accepted in.
Man, you know all about me. I love that.
Now were they pissed they had to move because of you?
Yes. I mean, damn, I can't even believe they kept me as a son, really. I mean, at some point, it's like, you know, diminishing returns. Like, well, this kid better do something with his life because we're putting a lot of damn effort and seeing nothing back. You know, I feel that way sometimes coaching because, you know, the guys, I put in all this effort and this guy don't give a damn.
Well, the fact that you made him carry a chair around outside or something the last time you were saying.
Oh, yeah. No, that little fat boy was never listening. And I just, instead of, I said, all he wanted to do was play. He just wanted to goof off the whole time while we were training. So I said, oh, you want to goof off? Carry this chair back and forth in front of his mama.
And his parents complain, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think I got fired from Rampage Gym because of that. Just because of a chair.
It wasn't because of the whole SWAT team incident?
Seems like a wax on, wax off type of thing. You know what I mean?
The SWAT team had something to do with it. But yeah, my chair punishment probably. I mean, I just made him carry it.
That's what I'm saying. But think about like a Karate Kid, right? He's got to wash the car, right? He's got to wash whatever.
Yeah. Well,
I've never seen that. What are you talking about?
It's like the Karate Kid. You know, the old movie, The Karate Kid, and the wax on, wax off, and he's got to like.
Whoa! Let's not talk dirty, okay? It's a family show.
It's the Karate Kid.
That's the second time I've heard that today.
I mean, I've been thinking about waxing off since I met you.
Family show.
What?
Mind if I eat a banana?
No, go ahead. Now, one of the funniest. Why would I mind that? Now, one of the funniest stories I've heard that I don't think you know that I know. Uh-oh. So we have a mutual comedian friend, right?
Who?
Augustino, right?
Oh,
so Augustino tells me, "Hey, I'm doing a podcast with Mayhem.
No.
You think it's a good idea?" So I said, "Sure. You know, just try to make sure you do it like." Make him come to you because he lives, you know. Okay, so then he tells me, all right.
I live in Orange County, okay?
Right, so then
the richest county in the richest nation in the richest state in the richest fucking...
All right, so then
it's rich.
So then he calls me and tells me, dude, next day, you never believe what happened. I go, what? He goes, so Mayhem calls me, we're doing a podcast. So we go to this house and we walk in the basement, right? And then all of a sudden, the guy who owns the house... Like, I guess he was drunk when he told Mayhem you could have a podcast at my place. Oh. But he was drunk. So then Mayhem just starts doing a podcast at some stranger's house. So the guy comes out with a shotgun and puts it to your face. And then you said, I will die for this podcast.
It's inaccurate. That's completely inaccurate.
What happened?
It was a pistol. It was a 45. And I was like, go ahead and shoot me. I know I'm going to heaven.
Right. But so you had basically broken into someone's house and started
didn't break into his fucking house. We had a prearranged time, 11 o'clock.
All right, okay.
At 11 o'clock, I started clicking clock on the computer to crank this shit up, and he said, no. And I was like, no. Hey, man, we had an agreed upon time. And then he put his hands up, and I said, oh, what, you going to fight me?
Yeah, bad idea.
No. And he went, no. And then he stomped him up the stairs. And I went, yeah, go ahead. Get your gun. I don't give a shit. And then he came back with the gun. And then he pointed at me. I said, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and shoot me.
So Augustino was like shitting a brick, right? And he was saying that he'd never seen this before. But just you can put it over there. I'll take care of it.
No, it's a comedian's house. You got to put the banana peel on the floor.
Now, Mayhem, your last fight, you came in 24 pounds heavy.
29
pounds, which was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. You weigh in. It says you're 29 pounds. You get off the scale and take off your shorts and weigh back in.
Yeah.
Like,
well, and they ruined the joke too because they rushed me off the stage because I was like, it was so embarrassing for the organization. And we're in Italy, man. It's mafia ties, and they like. I had another step to that joke where I was gonna take down my pants and I had some fucking leopard skin bikini briefs, but they rushed me off the stage. So. I mean, I guess me being 29 pounds overweight was good enough.
Now the fight, you won the first round.
Oh yeah, I fell off a bar stool into that fight, so I'm surprised I even won a round.
What do you mean?
Honestly, I mean, I signed that contract hammered drunk, and I was just like, whatever, maybe I'll go to Italy. I don't even know.
Yeah,
it was a dark time.
Right now, I remember your corner at the time, which was.
Please remind us again how Matt Horwitz was reading the Bible.
Yeah, he was reading the Bible during your fight.
And then when I sat, and then when I was mounted, or like almost mounted on the guy, I was like in the half guard, I think. I look up to my corner and go, "How much time?" Because I planned on busting a fat move, and then my corner went, "What?" And in between rounds, I think these guys were like giving each other Dutch rudders.
But
I don't know.
But now you're doing okay. It seems like you got your life straightened back out.
Oh, I got my shit straight, man. I just,
You look like you're in good shape.
Well, I'm in great shape. I think I'm definitely in cardio kickboxing shape. That's for sure.
Do you have a fight coming up or any plans? I mean,
yeah, I have plenty of plans. That's for sure.
Anything signed?
No, nothing signed for myself personally. I got an event coming up this summer. And, I don't have anybody's name in ink, but I think their managers will feel comfortable saying that Ben Askren and Ed Ruth are already like a go. So if there's anybody within the sound of my voice who thinks that you could grapple them.
Okay, so you're putting on a grappling event.
Well, I wouldn't call it that. I'll call it the Mayhem experience. Yeah, so... you'll see. I'll give you some more details. If you let me back.
Now, absolutely. Now, is this your girlfriend or is this your girl?
My lawyer, man.
Your lawyer.
Yeah. So watch your fucking mouth.
Okay. No, I wanted to say.
I know you Jews are good at law.
No. I know that. Like, are you dating anybody or?
Yeah, I have a girlfriend. Please, but I prefer to keep my personal life personal.
Well, that's good. Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
okay. Now, a lot of times.
I'm gonna use that one.
What was that? No. Stop.
No, you're not allowed to keep your personal. You're on his show.
Yeah, give me a break.
I know.
He asked me so inappropriate shit though.
What color is your dildo? It's black. Yeah, I'm guessing.
What color is your dildo, Heather? You have a dildo?
Is your dildo?
It's
pink.
It's actually
sorry.
It's the rainbow flag. No. See, now do you have a dildo? You're more like a
dude.
bullet.
Okay, my bad.
We're talking about.
Don't do that to her. Don't do that to her. She has a vibrator.
Thank you.
Vibrator. Right now,
a neck massager.
Yes.
Now, neck in quotation.
Now, what's the fight that you're the most proud of yourself? What's the fight that you're going to look back and be like, you beat Robbie Lawler, you beat Sakuraba.
Man, one time this little boy was beating my sister next to the slide.
Yep.
Man, I sprinted out there like Action Jackson, and I just fucking I hit him with the straight front kick to the face, and he went down.
So that's the
and
one.
Then a mount, and then 1, 2, 3, like 6, 7 until he stopped moving.
Right.
I'm proud of that. My sister didn't deserve to get beat up by that boy.
But didn't you put her in a headlock one time?
Yeah,
And got
that was a whole TMZ rap too, man. I'll tell you what, if I'm not allowed to headlock my sister, what kind of country is this? Communist Russia?
That's right. Bubba, how many brothers and sisters do you have?
I got one brother, one sister.
Have you ever put her in a headlock?
No.
Bro, you're missing out, dude.
Yeah, no.
You've never seen life until you.
I did a lot of wrestling elsewhere, so when I went home, I usually left wrestling out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Man, me and my dad get in a fight like once a month.
Still?
Yeah.
Come on.
He's around. I know. I give him a good go.
He must be
me
tough.
in the balls. Yeah, he's pretty damn tough.
I like your dad. Your dad was a paratrooper, right? For the
82nd Airborne.
There was a time in the kitchen. My brother, I have two brothers. They're 23 and 22, but the 22-year-old was trying to rear naked choke the 23-year-old in the kitchen, and so I jumped on his back. So I was rear naked choking him while he was rear naked. That's awesome.
Anybody go out? Who tapped
I
first?
was almost put my brother in the middle out, so he had to stop.
It was
so then
a
when he
chain
stopped,
of rear naked chokes. Jesus, what the hell? You live at damn WWE house?
Pretty
Everybody got
much,
a
yeah.
sleeper hold on each other. Just trying to. Who the fuck are you calling?
We're calling Kevin Lee. You know Kevin Lee?
Yeah, man, I love Mall Cop too.
Hello, Kevin Lee.
Hey, what's up?
What's up? You're on the MMA Roasted Podcast with Mayhem Miller, Bubba Jenkins, Heather Joe Clark. How are you, man?
I'm all right. I didn't know what the.
Hi, Kev.
It's an unknown number.
Hi, Kevin.
I'm right now.
Oh, nice, man. So Heather's your teammate.
Sorry, I've been. What's that?
Heather's your teammate. So
What's up, Kevin?
You guys know each other very well. So
What's up, Heather? What's going on?
Not much. Just
I'm
missing.
just getting done filming the Countdown show. So yeah, tell me about the prize.
now, Kevin, man, you were made huge headlines last week by getting into a fight at the UFC press conference with Michael Chiesa. That was.
Is that what we calling it?
I mean, it was going back and forth. He got really mad that you brought up his mother. He flipped.
Sure.
He flipped out. Well, and you like never know what really kind of gets people going, but that really got him going.
Yeah.
I mean, do you regret talking about his mom now after what happened?
Yeah, no, I think he was angry before that because he was frustrated by me because I kept talking, and I kept telling him the truth. And sometimes the truth angers people, they don't want to hear it. So when I triggered the word mom, and I didn't even say anything bad about his mom, but I think he was already frustrated because he couldn't get a word in edgewise. Man, it's that smart. He rock a mother for a reason. He just ain't all there. He ain't all that smart. So,
Your mother sucks cocks in
when I
hell.
triggered the word mom, that just set him off and made him, he's stupid. He's plays, but he's stupid. He ran up on me with his hands down. I don't know. Or, he reached out for me. I don't know if he was trying to grab me. I think he was about to be wrestling up there. But as soon as I seen his hands come towards me, I let him have it. But I don't really know if you can call that even a fight. It's pretty much as the person got to face.
Now, did the UFC say anything to you about that? You get fined? Any kind of trouble?
Yeah, I'm sure I'll get fined. But at the end of the day, it'll make my fight even harder. It makes the fight even more intriguing. So when you got two guys, Mike ain't going to want to lose, I'll tell you that. So when you got two guys that's willing to put it on the line like that, and he's really going to come out, he's really going to fight hard, it makes it a great fight and an even bigger possibility of getting that $50,000. So if they're going to take, a couple grand from me from the commission or whatever, it's all right. I'll make it back on the back end.
Right. Now, Michael Chiesa, I stood next to him. He's a big guy. I mean, he must be 6'1", 6'2". He's probably going to be about 100, 85, 190 day of the fight, right? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, maybe, but I'm just the same size, if not bigger. I might not be as tall as him, but especially my frame and I carry a lot more muscle than him. I'm much faster, much quicker, much stronger. Me and Mike have actually moved around before, and I think that's what kind of gets them through a little bit because he knows deep down in his soul, I'm just faster, stronger, better. So, he might be bigger, but I've shown already I can find that too. Even through all that hair on his all that beard, I can still find that too. So it's just gonna make it easier for me. The first one is just to catch your attention. I always throw 3 punches anyway, so the second one will really knock him down.
So you got the best of him in training?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we never really sparred. We just moved around a little, but you could tell right off the bat. You know what I mean? Like when you're a fighter, you kind of know. Deep down in his soul, he just knows.
Man, I can't wait for this fight. I mean, this fight is going to be... because both you guys don't quit, too. Now, are you watching the fight he had with Joe Lozon as a kind of a guide on how to beat him?
Yeah, I mean, there's been that fight. There's been a lot of fights with him. Pretty much, he's been in these fights where he's not supposed to win these fights. He wins them off of determination, hard work, and that's what I was saying when I say that I'm going to change his life. I'm not saying I'm going to bring him some money or something. I'm like Connor, and I'm saying literally when he wakes up on June 26th, he won't be the same. Hard work and that just tough attitude won't be enough to get it done. So when he wakes up on June 26th, he'll realize, like, no matter how bad that he wanted it for these next 7 weeks, it's just not going to be enough for him to go in there and get it. So he's had to fight. He's supposed to win. I'm here. I'm knocking on the door, and I'm telling him the jig is up, baby. You got to get up out of here. I'm like the dude kicking down the door, like, yeah, come on, you know you ain't supposed to be up in here. You know, you even skating by, even getting by on the grace of God, and I'm here to shut it down.
Now you complained that he broke your $3,000 sunglasses during the fight.
Yeah.
Why?
Let's not sunglasses. They're far beyond sunglasses.
What are they?
You know, that's like telling a Rolex a watch. You know what I mean? Like it's much more than a watch. So they Cartier bust. There ain't no sunglasses.
I mean, why are you spending $3,000 on sunglasses?
He's black.
Well, the same reason why people spend $20,000 on a Rolex. You know, it don't do nothing but tell time. But it's just a Detroit thing. You know what I mean? It's something that when I do stuff like that, even when I buy like flashy shit like that, like I don't even wear it much, but I just do it just to show the kids. Like, when I grew up, we saw the drug dealers and the dope dealers. Those are the ones that could only afford stuff like that. And they get all the girls, and they had nice cars. And, you grew up, you wanted that. You wanted the nice cars. You wanted the nice things. You wanted the jewelry. You wanted the Rolex. So when I do it, I'm just showing the kids that you can do it and do it in the right way. It ain't got to be negative for you to shine a little bit and get some of the things that these guys got too. Like all the rappers, they all. To me, like, I'm really from there, so I have to get it from a different perspective. Some of these guys, they're not. Like, they grow up a certain way, and then once they start making some money, then they want to act like they really been in the trenches this whole time, and they glorify it. And to me, if you glorify it, really coming from the hood and all that, like, it's terrible. I spent 20 years of my life growing up like that, and it's fucking terrible. So all I'm trying to do is just show the kids that there's a better way out of it. It's limited to nice too, but I ain't really. I'm confident in myself.
Now I know that McGregor, that Mayweather was going to use you for sparring against McGregor. Has that happened yet?
No, I haven't heard nothing. It's been a couple months since they even told me that. So I just, I gotta get it myself, so I ain't gonna sit around waiting on them to waiting on them to figure it out. Like, if they ain't got their shit together, I'm not gonna, sit around and wait. I was gonna do it just because money was nice. It's kind of free money, I train anyway. I'm gonna go and train with him, especially if they're gonna pay me per week. So, I was gonna do it, but I wasn't gonna wait around. So when they approached me with this fight with Fiesta, it made sense to me. It made more sense than sitting there and waiting on them. So if they still need my help, I will, but it'll definitely be after the fight.
Hey, Kevin, speak of money, I was talking to Robert Follis the other day about, I guess you spent some money on a new trainer, like you're doing some extra stuff, like some tests and some VO2 max stuff, and like, Can you explain? I don't know if you want to share that, or I'm obviously interested in.
Yeah. We're working with Coach Cal. He's working with a lot of Olympic wrestlers and a lot of Olympic athletes in general. He's got Aaron Pico. He's working with TJ Dillashaw. He's working. He's got a lot of top level guys that he's been working with. And what he does is he's measuring your body. He measures me every night when I sleep, and when I wake up, he tells me. Because some days you wake up and we're breaking our bodies down every day. And recovery is the main. That's how you get stronger. You don't actually get it's from the recovery. So every day when I wake up, he tells me a certain guideline of where, he reads my numbers. They got me hooked up to all types of monitors. And he tells me in the morning whether I can really go hard or not. Not just based on how I feel. Some days you wake up and feel like, I can't really go today, or, I can go 100% today. Well, sometimes you feel like you can go 100%, but really it's the body that it might have some red flags, And
so is it
days when you get injured? So for me, it's an investment, and I'm just really trying to cut down on I'm trying to make smart investments. I'm doing that. I just brought out a new guy, Dave Jansen, who Follis used to train too, who's a perfect mixer. I've got 3 or 4 really good training partners for them. And I pay these guys, you know, to come in over and train with me.
Yeah.
You know, I just don't try and get whoever just around. You know, I actually try and set up my camps. So even like the stuff like with this press conference, and they're going to charge me, you know, for hitting them in the face. Like, to me, that's the investment that I'll make to make more money in the long run.
Mayhem, you have any questions for Kevin Lee?
Man, did you land that punch? I couldn't tell from the tape.
That was my question, damn it.
Did you? Yeah. Did you score on that punch?
Oh yeah, no, it landed pretty solid. And,
allegedly, bro. Let me give you a little fucking advice on how to get fired. Don't be admitting shit.
No, Mayhem, you're a guy.
Allegedly.
No, Mayhem, no. This is good though, because you're a guy who's been to the top. I mean, you were on top of the world.
Oh yeah.
Any advice for young Kevin Lee? He's 24 years old. He's ranked number 7 in the world.
You heard that new Kendrick Lamar?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, put that one track on repeat. Put that one track on repeat. Because if you smash the guy this time, shit's going to get a lot weirder. Okay? So you're on, you're on everybody's radar, and everybody love you, I think, or everyone hates you. Either way, you got a job to do. You know, you got a job to do, and you know, you do your job, and we got to stay humble. Yeah, so
like for me, the most important thing is getting the W. So I'm very confident in my preparation, but I'm very humble, like in my skill set and what I bring to the table, and what I always try and change something up for each fight and for each fight camp, and really look back at my old fights and say, okay, where was I going wrong? You know, why did I get hit with that shot? And not to leave it up to
go ahead and call it. Go ahead and call it.
Better each time.
Go ahead and call it. What's the fight? What's going to happen?
Mike, after 2 minutes, you know, Mike is tough. You know, I'm not taking nothing away from the man. He is tough, and he won't be in there for the full 25 minutes if I let him. He doesn't give up. He doesn't quit, and he's still trying to make it dirty. He's going to try to make it ugly, but 2 minutes in, he's going to realize how much faster I am, how much stronger. After I stuff his initial shots, he's going to come at me like a bulldozer, and I'm going to be way too fast, way too pretty for it. And I'm going to catch him clean early. I'm going to catch him clean a couple times. And then after that,
knockout.
He's going to go into
he's
going to go into a defensive shell. And I think it'll be a TKO, or he's going to let me take him down and get choked out instead. I don't think he wants to get beat up in front of his people.
Now, Kevin, do you think the UFC kind of doesn't like you? Because, you've been very outspoken about the guys like Sage Northcutt and this and that, and then you kind of brought race into the things a little bit. It seems like, in a way, they're like trying to put guys in front of you who are really, really like the Trinaldos and this and that, but you keep beating them. But do you think there is a little bit of, let's get this fucking guy out of here?
I think it was that for a little while, but now I think they're kind of like turning the corner. You know what I mean? I think they're starting to understand what I'm actually doing and the entertainment side of it too. You know, because again, they are missing a major market, and you know, the UFC is stupid. You know, they just built this huge headquarters. I was there this morning, and you know, they're having all these big, huge marketing meetings and stuff. So they were stupid. Like, they know they're missing a major market in the black community, and that's something that I can capture along with other guys, you know? Like, they think even,
That's right.
I've actually, like, talked to people about this. You know, they think that Demetrius Johnson or Daniel Cormier can do it. And even just because you're black doesn't mean you can get the black market. You know, it's a very hard market to capture. And I think they're just coming around to seeing that I'm a huge asset in that. And, you know, that's why they're putting me in the spot now. You know, I'm from unranked to number 1 contender by the end of the year.
Man, he's going to bite you. He's already bit you once. Sorry, Kevin. Mayhem is running around. My dog's chasing him.
The fucking dog is a psychopath.
All right.
He bit me right in the fucking face, bro.
He did.
He bit me right in the fucking face.
We were at Mayhem's party.
All I wanted was a cuddle.
Here's what happened. We were at Mayhem's party, and my dog bit Mayhem's dog. So Mayhem takes him, goes, I'm the fucking guy in charge, and screamed at him. So then my dog went in his kitchen, took a shit in his kitchen. So then
no shit.
Yeah. So then Mayhem was throwing fucking those little snaps, you know, those little snaps. So he
fucking deserves it.
So he fucking hey. So he threw it and hit my dog in the face with a snap. So then I took back my dog. I'm like, I'm leaving this fucking party. So then Mayhem said, why? I go, because you threw fucking shit at my dog's face. And Mayhem goes, oh, are you okay? And then my dog bit him 3 times in the face.
No. Twice. He tried for a third, but I moved out of the way.
So
I slipped those little canine teeth.
Yeah, so that's what's going on right now. So that's
I'm gonna add that to one more crazy story I've heard about Mayhem.
Excellent.
Man, I'm gonna add it to the archives.
So
yo, Kevin, Bubba J here.
I think this is a huge fight overall for the whole division, or not even just this division, because I hear they're opening up a 165 after UFC 214. And me and Mike both, like you said, Mike's a big dude. He's 180.
He's 180.
To walk around 75, 180. So I think both of us are prime contenders for that 165 title. When they make that 165 vacant title, I think I'll be the number one contender for that one even.
Bubba, what was your thing?
I was about to ask him about Robert Follis. I was training with him. He's hitting me up a couple different times to want me to come train with you and help you with this last camp. But I was kind of like in nomad land trying to get my stuff together. But I was training with him and Vegas in general.
Man, I love Rob. Heather knows more than I love Rob. Rob's like the I was doing a countdown show earlier, and I compared it to a Ferrari. I got Robert Follis. He's the driver. He's the guy that really, he said mentally he's the best coach in the game. When you're talking about somebody who understands what an athlete needs to win, like even just the right words to say. When you talk to him, you'll get it right off the bat. He really kind of understands. Mentally, he's the best coach in the game. I got him. I got Dewey Cooper, who's like my horsepower. He's putting in those 300 horses, and then I got Corey Goodwin, who's like the maintenance man.
What is Follis specialize in? What exactly does he do?
Wrestling and jiu-jitsu guy, but he's the one that started Team Quest. I think he's been in the sport. Yeah, he used to corner Matt Lindland, Randy Couture, Dan Henderson, those guys. So that's where he came from. Right. But he also then went to all the which is kind of funny because he looks and sounds like Tony Robbins, but he went to all Tony Robbins places, his
seminars. What's up with Tony Robbins' gums though? For real?
Yeah.
I mean, he got horse teeth and giant gums. That's like a double whammy.
Kevin, yo, listen, brother. Before we leave, listen. I think you have everything. It's the complete package. You got it. You got everything right. It's just a matter of, I think, the weight cut.
Yeah, that's why I'm actually pretty excited that they're opening up this 165. Like I said, I think I'll be if not the number one, the number two contender for that weight class after this one. So
fuck that, bro. You're number one, bro. Say it in the mirror. Believe it. Believe in yourself like Tony Robbins. Believe in yourself, bro. You can be number one.
Thank you. Thanks for the prep talk, but I don't need no pep talks around here.
Yep, I hear you.
This is all hard work. This ain't no pep talk. This ain't no overnight thing.
Yeah, God bless, man. It ain't a TED talk. It's a fight. You're gonna handle your business, bro. You got this.
Yeah, listen, Kev.
I got it.
All right, brother. Good luck in the fight, man. I look forward. I'm gonna get married the day before, so then I'm gonna June 25th. I'm gonna be watching your fight. So.
All right, my man.
Thanks, brother.
I'll be there.
Thank you. All right, take care, Kevin. Bye.
Bye, Kevin.
All right, that was the great Kevin Lee.
That's a cool kid, man. I kind of like him more. Too bad your damn audio connection sounds like it ran through an elephant's ass.
We're doing our best.
Yeah, I hear you.
So how are you though, Mayhem?
Yeah, I'm great, man. I feel fantastic. I got a lot of things going.
Now, as far as you're a black belt under
Fabricio Verdun.
Now, how come you don't do the Eddie Bravo Invitationals or the Metamorphoses or any of those things?
Oh, Mayhem is expensive.
Oh, because
it's just that this time, these grappling organizations can't pay me, what it's worth to train for that. If I'm going to do a martial arts competition, it's serious. The only thing in this world I'm truly an expert at is martial arts. So, if you want my expertise, I would appreciate being compensated justly.
How do you think you would do in those competitions?
Yeah, great. I've been doing that since I was a little kid. So, you know, I think it's pretty interesting, this armbar kind of position they go to. You know, I think that's just kind of like...
You mean starting in that?
Yeah, special for Eddie Bravo's guys. Because why on earth would I be in this position if I wasn't forced to be? You know.
What I don't like about I mean, the only thing I don't like about Eddie Bravo's things is when they don't get points for takedowns. So these guys pull guard all the time.
Yeah, the butt scoot fest.
The butt scoot.
You know what? I mean, look, I understand the butt scoot, but, you know, it doesn't make much sense. I've seen some fantastic fights between two dudes who neither of them knew like takedowns, really. They didn't know how to wrestle. Yeah. But they both were great at jiu-jitsu. So one guy's butt scooting at the other guy who's butt scooting at the other guy, and they're just leaving tracks all over the mat, you know, like my mom's three-legged wiener dog used to do.
But I was watching some Access TV. It was one of those smaller promotions on last week, and this guy was doing really well, and then he pulled guard, and then he fucking lost. He got
well,
smashed.
That's surprising.
And then what's his name? Pat Miletich, who's there. He's like, I want everyone to know the reason he lost was because he pulled guard. Now, granted, there are guys that pull guard that it works out great for them. Yeah. But it does seem like more than not, pulling guard in an MMA fight is not the best idea.
No, it's very dangerous. You know, you're at the mercy of gravity because this guy is now standing above you and can swing down hammers. You know, he can use his whole body weight and you know, send punches from different trajectories. He can pass. You know, not even try to pass your guard, just flop down with the double hammer fist, and you got yourself a bloody nose and broken teeth, and you know, maybe an eye socket damage. But, you know, I see the point in pulling guard. I think that if the current rules were that the guys could wear some more sweat-absorbent pants, you know, I think that would change the game a lot. I think guys would be able to pull guard and make it effective because, you know, jiu-jitsu was started off from judo, you know, and you wore that gi. And that gi, you know, it's a weapon. You know, if you can, you know, catch a guy in a triangle with some pants on, and it's hard as hell to get out. Some nice gi pants, you know, it's very difficult to just shake loose. But in an MMA fight, you get sweaty after round one.
Armbar.
By the way, I love the new wrestling uniforms. So they made it now where
what are they?
They don't have to wear singlets anymore.
No, get out of here.
Yeah, you can wear shorts. The new Wrestling Athletic Commission.
Shirt with no shorts?
They can now wear...
college or anything?
No, you can wear like...
In high school.
Know, like the Under Armour
yeah, I would just wear like a singlet top and no pants. I think that would be...
You wear shorts, like regular shorts, not spandex?
No, spandex shorts and spandex shirt.
Come on now, you got to keep
That's so much better. No. Come on. Why? Well, you're black, so you have huge junk, but there are a lot of kids out there that don't want to wrestle because they hate the singlets.
But they're tight shorts, so it's the same thing.
No, it's different.
I don't like it because it changes tradition of wrestling.
Is it tight like a rash guard? These guys are paddling out.
All right, Bubba
like a tank top rash guard.
I want to hear
Bubba being the black guy.
Bubba's being a Olympic, you know.
Yeah, you got high caliber wrestler.
Well, so I don't like it because the tradition of wrestling was the wrestling singlets, and to do away with that, almost like to me, it just kind of like shuns on history.
Yeah, but do you have a
choice
become. Though? Can you still wear a singlet?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, but those basketball shorts, people used to. I mean, eventually, traditions change.
They have to be tight.
Yeah, but they're not that tight, and it seems like a lot.
I don't like the shirt basketball jerseys either. The ones that they do in the NBA where it's kind of like they got sleeves on. I don't like those either.
But don't you think a lot of kids are not going to wrestle because of those singlets?
Fuck those kids.
Hey, listen, I was one of those fat fucks that like 9th grade, I like did wrestling and I was pretty good at it, and the coach was like all up on my nuts, and then they showed me what, and I was like, what? No. Because I didn't like, because I wasn't a grown man yet.
Yeah, it takes a mental toughness and a certain mentality to say, you know what, I'm confident in myself to wear a fucking singlet.
But not everybody in 9th grade is sexy chocolate like you.
Exactly,
okay?
that's what I did.
Right.
I look like a pudgy dork. You know?
But a lot of times, once you start doing it, then you get confidence. But it's just initially people are not going to go out and do it.
So do your kids talk about this, like in your wrestling?
Yeah, I've had kids like, I don't want to wear that fucking singlet, and then a lot of times the fat kids that wear t-shirts under the singlets, and I have a lot of the kids that like don't want to do it because of the singlets, and I'm like, yeah, why should they have to wear these fucking singlets if they could wear something else? I mean, it's not like it's.
I want to grapple in a nightgown.
Yeah, we're making the kids soft. And it starts with changing singlets.
You think so?
Yeah,
Come on.
my son's generation is gonna be soft as fucking cupcakes.
But that's not because of the singlets.
I don't think so with you as a daddy.
Yeah, no.
I'm pretty sure.
I didn't say my son, just his generation. He's gonna be killing kids because everybody's gonna be soft as a bitch.
Yeah, but that's not because of the singlets. It's not going to be soft.
Soft ass
I mean, the fact that
singlets.
kids
Look
are
at these motherfuckers in that soft ass singlet looking like cupcakes.
I don't want to wear the singlet because, why don't I just wear this tight shirt? Okay,
no, it's hard enough to get kids out to wrestle because of just the generation of video games and soft and everything else. So why are we putting another thing, another hurdle? So at this point, all right, get them out on the team. It'll be better for the sport.
We don't want them anyway.
We don't want your chubby little ass. Get the hell out of here.
No soft-minded.
Yeah, go play soccer.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
Now, you quit the wrestling team, right, in high school?
In ninth grade, I quit. But then once I realized how important it was for MMA, I joined right back up. And then by that time, I was, kind of sexy and packing some heat. So I couldn't wait to wear that singlet with no draws.
Your first fight was at 17.
Yeah.
Is that even legal now or no?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's legal.
I didn't care.
There's fighting there.
I think your mom has a sign for you. Mommy, can I do an MMA fight?
Yeah, right. Did you really? Did your mom really sign for you?
Hell no, man. This is back in the day. It was straight gangster. I just, produced my fake ID that I cut out of America Online script. And, and I,
So this week in Bellator, Paul Daly is fighting Rory McDonald.
Oh, that's a nice fight. I didn't even know that was going down.
This Friday night in Bellator. I don't know who wins this fight. I want to say Rory McDonald based on opposition.
On smarts?
And, yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Paul Daly got the X factor of, dynamite in both hands, both legs. He could do it.
They're fighting
and
in
he might
England.
punch you after the bell.
The fight's in England.
Yep. Oh, exactly. So he's got a little. They're really trying to grow out there, I guess. That Paul Daly is a big star for a reason. He has a.
He's got 32 wins, all by knockout.
Yeah, and I think that Rory, depending on his training camp, will have a good game plan to kind of stay away from those bombs. I will say that I watched the development of Paul Daly, and he is progressing.
It does
Didn't
seem
he
like
win by a choke recently? I don't know. I saw him do some sweet jiu-jitsu recently.
And it does seem like his Achilles heel has been wrestling, which is not Rory McDonald's strength.
Well, I mean, you look in England, how many damn wrestling schools they got out there? Not many. Yeah, none.
None.
I believe you then.
So who do you think wins this fight? Bubba Jenkins?
What organization is this?
Bellator.
Oh, I don't care.
Oh, come on.
Get the fuck. Come on, bro. We were begging you for your opinion.
Could care less.
He
Won't
doesn't
watch the
give a
fight.
shit.
Won't see the fight. I'll hear about it. Could care less.
Okay, let's say
I'm going to clog up your motherfucking Twitter feed with hey, man, are we watching the fight? just because you said
and I'm
that.
going to say nope.
All right, let's say Scott Coker leaves Bellator. Bjorn Rebney comes back and says, Bubba, I want us to sign you for X amount. Are you coming back?
Yeah.
$2.3 million.
Yeah, I would come back for Rebney for sure.
Okay,
I signed for Rebney.
For Remy? What does Fetty Wap got to do with this?
So then Scott Coker you don't like, not Bellator.
No, it's Bellator.
Okay, well, whatever.
All right, so Heather, who do you think wins this fight?
She
could care less. No one cares. No, it's Bellator. Who fucking cares? Probably.
I don't know.
I'm in a I don't give a shit sandwich right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think you guys.
Who cares?
I think
Just
you guys.
tell 'em.
Yeah,
Who cares?
I think you
Fucking
guys
dodgeball.
covered it.
Fucking fight. It's
Who cares?
Fight. I know.
Who cares?
Liam
Let's talk about the movie Captivity.
All right, Liam McCary is fighting Linton Vassell.
Who cares?
Another good fight. And Chuck Congo is fighting...
Jack motherfucker Congo.
Fighting
The victim of a foot Friday. I just was talking to him casually and snapped a photo of his disgusting, ugly, needs some cocoa butter, ashy ass feet, and then posted it on Instagram a long time ago. He was pissed.
So he's fighting Augusto Sakai, who is 6-0 with one draw.
How big is the guy?
Guy's a big dude. He's
Yeah?
a big boy. But he had a draw against some guy who... I think Congo's going to win this fight.
Yeah. I mean, I think Congo has the talent and skills necessary.
I got to ask you, by the way. So you were locked up recently,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Now, how long were you locked up for?
I don't know. A little while. Skid bid.
Did anybody test you?
They don't let me around people.
Okay. Oh, so you were by yourself?
Yeah.
Okay, so nobody, no epic jail fight stories?
Me around
No,
people.
there's no. I was always between a pane of thick plexiglass.
Now, was that worse than being around people, you think, or no?
I mean, I didn't want to be around them fucking people anyway. Fucking jail. Yeah, it's shitty. Like, why? Well, you know, I mean, I lived next door to a pimp for a while. He didn't call himself a pimp, but he told me the story of how he went to the Hilton with his girlfriend, and she was going in there to bang some dude, and then the cops came out and arrested them, but he still didn't consider himself a pimp, even though he was begging and pleading.
Were you laughing at the story or no?
No.
You were just kind of being there for him?
No. I was just, there's no one. He was talking to the air vent. What the fuck am I supposed to do?
Right.
Can't do nothing but listen.
Right.
Yeah, and then he told me where to get some top rate speed. You could buy they call it crank, I guess. You can buy some biker crank. I don't know. I think
in jail.
No. He was talking about on the outside. He wanted to go into business with me, I guess. And I just was not into it. And I was like, thanks for the fucking tip, man. Go take your meth and shove it up your ass.
No. After you leave, are you telling yourself I'm never going fucking back there again? Like, or because I remember one time, maybe during your dark periods, you're like, man, I don't give a fuck about jail. I'm not scared of jail.
Yeah, jail to me at that time was fucking 3 hots and a cot as long as you could stay. So, you know, I hated it, and I saw bigger things for myself, but I was in such a dark place and such a terrible mood. It's like, okay, so I can eat canned tuna at home, or I can have some fucking hot meals in the jail? Oh, that's fine. I'll go with the fucking...
Right.
You know, ramen noodle sandwiches.
Now, some of your bail was like 100,000. $1 million.
Yeah.
But you were out a day. Like, are these Mayhem Miller, like, who's posting this? I was like,
man, Mayhem Miller Industries. It was really, we had to do a lot of like
Indiegogo,
Kickstarters. You know what? So I did a Kickstarter one time to repair the damage to my house because they blew my door off with C4, and I thought that was unfair. They could have just asked nicely.
Was that during when the SWAT team?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, in the movies, C4 sounds awesome, and in real life, it's just like a dull clack.
Right.
Yeah, it's not as exciting.
Do people recognize you in jail? Like, hey, you're Mayhem Miller.
Oh yeah, everyone knew.
And they want autographs and pictures. Well, they can't take pictures, but
no. I mean, I think they just wanted to masturbate looking at me. I'm not sure, but one kid did.
Masturbate while looking at you?
I mean, he was looking at some porno picture that I slipped under his door, but yeah, he was still jerking it when I made eye contact. I know. These are the tales of hell, kids. Yeah. Do not live the life that I live.
Okay, so a kid says, I need porno.
Nah. This kid was double stupid. He just couldn't stop jacking it, you know, like he was just
But you
weird.
slipped porno under his door?
Yeah, I said, fuck it. This is the ugliest girl picture I have. So I just went, here you go, kid. And, man, he beat off for like 3 or 4 days to that ugly Mexican.
Oh.
Yeah. It's like Lowrider Magazine, I think.
All right. Well, it seems like you're doing well, though. Honestly, this is the best. This is the most contained.
Nah.
Well, the best I've seen you probably was one of your birthday parties when there was 37 Asians around you.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was one of my most. I go. My friends.
Well,
having a party.
I wasn't in the right state of mind, but there were a boatload of Asians. Yeah, you're right.
And then when you told me when you slept with half the Invicta roster.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
The investigation is still ongoing.
Yes, he did. By the way,
I didn't.
The rest were lesbians, but the other ones you were.
Hey man, I didn't say the lesbians can't be turned.
Have you ever turned a lesbian?
One time I grabbed a lesbian's titty in a 3-way, and she screamed like I shot her.
Really?
Yeah. She was just there for my girl, not for me. And I didn't realize, and I was like, oh, baby. And I squeezed the titty, and she went, ah, no! And I was like, oh, shit, my bad. And then I raped her. No! She screamed no. And I like was startled, but I didn't lose my boner.
Oh, of course not. Now, the last time you were in court, the girl said that you had peed on her.
She admitted that.
But the thing was, she liked to get peed on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a strange thing that she tried to pretend there wasn't
Heather, do you like to get peed on, or? No, I'm just saying. Some girls are into that.
It's not the weekend yet, bro.
No, the weekend. No, Heather, you seem like you definitely don't like to get peed. What's the weirdest thing?
Do you like to get peed on?
No, absolutely not. I'm not even. I've never.
If your future wife says I want to pee on you, you wouldn't just go, okay, I'll try it.
No. I mean, I would have to get at least 5 or 6 things from her in bargain.
What the fuck? What a Jew.
I definitely would.
He's a deal maker.
I wouldn't just
and a heartbreaker.
I wouldn't let straight do it, but I'm saying, all right, if I have to, like, if we were like, all right,
so how many sexual favors does it take Adam Hunter to get pissed on?
Well, I'm saying,
she blows you 5 times.
No, but like if her and like 3 of her, if her and 4 of her friends were like
threesomes.
Now he's got to have a 3, 4, 5, 10-some.
Yeah, if it was a 10.
So you want to be peed on by 5 girls?
No, I mean that's
shit.
No,
That's my fetish.
He would. That is a golden
I'm just a
flood.
bag of memes, bro. I can't help it. The internet
That's
took
your
my brain
fetish?
over. Well, now it is. I never even considered it.
No, did she pee on you too or no?
Nah.
It was just you peed on her.
Yeah, that's about accurate. Yeah.
And there was video of it, right?
Ooh, fuck, I hope not. Damn. I hope my mom doesn't know who the hell you are.
Yeah.
Because she'll find this one.
Okay, all right.
I don't even give a shit.
Bubba, have you ever peed on a girl?
No.
What's the weirdest thing a girl ever has done with you?
Finger in the butt. I could tell.
No.
Yeah.
He flinched when you said that.
No. That has happened, but I didn't know.
She tickled your pickle
like that
and
shit.
then
No,
gave
I
you
like
the fucking old swipe down?
like she started going there, and I was like,
Too far.
Now, this was a white girl or a black girl?
Wrong pigment.
It was a white girl.
It was a hazy night. I can't tell you.
Oh, Jesus. He doesn't want to reveal his
This
source.
was at ASU?
No, this was at Penn State.
At Penn
Anal State University.
Yes.
This wasn't Penn State. This was the State Penn University.
Damn.
No, Heather, you're not an anal girl. It seems like you would not be an anal chick. I mean, like anal retentive.
She's
but not,
analytical.
You're not into
am
like guys
analytical.
putting stuff up your butts and stuff, right? No.
Come on, dude.
All right, I'm just saying.
Get off her, bro.
I'm just
Come
asking
on.
her.
Me and Bubba can talk locker room talk.
Right.
Treat her with some respect.
Yeah, there's a
tons
time
of
and a
respect.
place. There's a time and a place.
have
And this is not the time or the place.
This is an MMA
No, she's like
roasted.
every other week.
Fucking day. Every week.
other week she's on. I'm just saying.
Every other week. Is that how it goes now?
All right.
Oh.
Well, all right. Oh, it depends on this anal question. All right, but I'm just saying. Listen, the point is,
Cucumber?
I've never. I've done anal with a chick like probably twice or 3 times, but one time it was by accident.
But-
I was doing the doggy style, and then I just went too far back and then in, and at that point you're already in.
I will
that
admit
guy, huh?
Yeah.
that
You know what? That girl told me that story.
Wait, hold on. She's admitted something. What was that?
Something's happening.
You will admit.
I will admit that I have a fear
Yes.
of it because of grappling and fighting, because you grappling, sometimes you accidentally fart or whatever, right? Come on, it happens. It
That's
happens.
where this is going? In the fart jokes?
I'm
Great.
just saying, no, not just
Just
farting,
great.
but if you accidentally do some anal, I'm assuming that might get a little bit loose, and then you fart during your fight or grappling, and something comes out.
It would take a lot of anal. Like,
Well, I don't know.
Like I actually know a lawyer.
I think you're wrong. Well, actually, I'm
No,
gonna say,
I know.
I know you were wrong.
Okay.
Because of my experience with butt beads and pulling them out like a damn starting a lawnmower.
What's your
And
experience?
you've never pooped during
I
training?
pulled them out a little too quick, and man,
What, out
it
of
was
your
like
own
a
butt?
Rorschach test.
You put beads in your own ass?
It was hers. It was her butt.
She wanted beads in her
I'm
ass.
sorry. I'm sorry. I was staying in the most low rent motel that you could buy is like $17 an hour.
Yeah.
And like I just yanked those jokers out, and good Lord, it was like Jackson Pollock on the floor. And like, yeah, and it was.
See, there's a reason why I have that fear.
Wait, who was it? A girlfriend?
Oh
or-
yeah, it was a girlfriend at the time. Yeah.
And she was
She's
like,
kind of a famous comedian, so I don't want to really spit too much about
oh
it.
no, was she Asian?
No.
Was it Amy Schumer?
So anyway, Bubba, you were talking about
Was it Tom
something,
Green?
right?
No,
It was Tom Green.
Yeah, no, I'm not a big anal beads guy. I've never done that before. And Bubba,
Just
you?
we-
No, hell no.
I know, yeah. Why are we talking about butt sex? I mean, this is an MMA
All right,
roasted.
okay. I don't know. We got somehow.
Where did it even get the
I have no
copyright?
idea how it got here, but I like it.
Wait, you just said you had never
You
done
heard
it.
it here first.
No, I just think this is a funny conversation.
Yeah. Everybody.
No, because we were saying Bubba's craziest thing during sex, and you said
Yeah, what is your
And then you
crazy-
said finger in the butt, and then that's how we got here.
Well,
That's-
I'm not going to relive the past, okay?
now Bubba's got a fight coming up. Now
really?
I don't know if you know about Bubba's.
He's
recent-
eating fucking macaroons, bro. No macaroons for you.
No,
Bro.
okay.
They're from Adam.
never had a
They're for
macaroon.
Adam Hunter.
All right, now if you know about Bubba's recent, okay, so Bubba
Ooh,
was
man. Wait,
Bubba
you got to take a piss test?
he was 11-2.
Maybe you shouldn't eat those macaroons.
No, are those weed? No, they're not. He's being funny.
JK, LOL. Gotcha.
So Bubba recently moved to Black House.
Oh yeah, great.
Any advice for young Bubba Jenkins?
Whatever, dude, he's got it. Know what I mean? He's at a good camp. He's working hard, I'm sure. Eating fucking macaroons like the lucky fucking rip dude he is.
Now, are you calling anyone out in the
How's your weight?
organization or no?
How's your weight?
Weight's great, man. I'm actually pretty excited about where my weight is.
And what? So how far
I don't know
out?
anybody's name in the organization.
He's fighting in
Russian
ACB.
dudes, so
All conditions beer.
No, it's Absolute Combat. What is it?
Yeah, I hear you.
It's
He doesn't fucking know. Way to go on your promotions.
yeah, bro. I just show
What
up
was
and
that?
fight people.
Yeah, I know.
Who's the headliner of the last event? The one you were on?
Luke Barnett
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
versus
Some other fucking dude.
I wanted to see that fight, you versus Luke, so bad.
So did I. Shit.
That would've
So
been-
did I.
that would've
But
been
I
good.
had
knocked
him.
out and like
He got it KO'd.
Yeah.
That was my plan for him because I planned on a kickboxing fight that night and ended up with a grappling fight. So it was like a weird, it was my bad for fucking up the weight so bad. But man, next time I go to anywhere overseas, I got to give some time to readjust to the time because, I was like doing this weird sleep in the middle of the day, like stay up all night, like I was trying to
Now,
get
did you
back
really?
on schedule.
No, you told us last time you were 7 pounds over.
Yeah, I was pretty fucking close.
You went sleepwalking.
No, I didn't go sleepwalking. I ate a fucking sleeping pill and then just fucking slept walk. And I kind of half-assed remember
but why
drinking.
did you have 20 pounds of food in your fridge?
No, water.
Oh, you started drinking
Yes.
everything.
I drank I drank all that water. That's how I ended up 29 pounds or 20 whatever pounds
Now,
over.
when you show up and you're 29 pounds over.
You just LOL and go, I'm Mayhem. Fuck you guys.
Really?
Yeah. That's exactly what I did.
Yeah.
Now, they
But
make
at
you
the
weigh
same
in.
time, I paid the fine. I had to pay to charity and I had to pay to Luke Barnett. So, I paid the fine.
What did you get for 50s for that fight?
Yeah. Plus I had a sponsor. So, yeah, I got paid all right for that fight. But really, more importantly than the payment, it gave me my lust back for competition, my lust back for, mixed martial arts. Like, I realized, man, I love this. And then,
Well, you're so
in the
good at
second
it,
round, I
man.
was like,
Now, your fight against CB Dalloway, you had CB hurt. I mean, you had him on Queer Street. And
I
then,
know. I knocked him in next Tuesday.
And then you blew your ACL during the fight.
Oh, yeah.
So then you're limping over. Now, in your head, are you just like,
No.
what do you think in your head?
No, just keep fighting. I knew my knee was, ripped. So I was like, all right, well, this is what you got to work with. You better, get on it. I gave my best effort, but if you can't stand up straight, it's hard to do with that. Like, for MMA, that guy is like a real, like, high-class wrestler. Like, he knows a variety of techniques.
D1 All-American.
There you go. So, I mean, fighting a man like that on one leg, is...
But you had him out.
Yeah. But I don't like rehashing it. I know what went wrong.
At one point, you put him in a noogie.
Oh yeah.
And then you gave him a noogie during the fight.
Yeah.
And then Joe Rogan's like, he hasn't been a noogie. Now, was that part of the plan?
Well, the correct phrasing is he has him in the noogie. So Joe Rogan doesn't know everything. Fuck.
Fuck. Now, you burned a lot of bridges in your life. Are you?
What the fuck kind of segue was that?
Are you?
Hey, so Mayhem, you're a fucking complete and absolute.
No,
fucking
are you getting
hellhound?
No, now that you're like kind of sobered up and you're on the right track. Are you going back and
got a
like
drink?
No, are you going back to some of those people and be like, hey man, I know I kind of fucked you.
Nah, fuck them.
Okay.
No.
Because I know tonight Ellis is coming to the show.
Oh, great, man.
And he
Fist fight. Let's do it.
No, because I was like
In a parking lot.
No, I know I think he wants to make up with you.
Ah, that's cool. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Okay, so we're from fist fight in the parking lot to okay.
No, he said he wants to make up with him. He didn't say Miller wanted to make up.
Oh yeah, it's a good point. you guys gonna make up?
This reminds me of the time that me and Rampage was training all the damn time, and I was driving him around in my van, and it was laundry day because Rampage had his singlet on, and underneath his clothes, and we trained in the morning kickboxing, and you hang out with somebody all the fucking time, and it ends up getting tense, and we're both training for fights. We're both like hungry to win and training real hard. So we went to the night practice, and Tito was running the night practice, and man, like I caught Rampage. It was a grappling in this, what do you call it, head and arm from the bottom, which is kind of a hard move to pull off, like hard to finish. But I heard him gurgling, like, you know, and and he got out, right, and then I scrambled to get to his back, and he, like, I got with in between his legs and came up on there, and he backed up, and I hit my fucking face right in his ass crack where my nose stabbed his brown eye, like pug, right, like that.
And this reminds
me
in
his singlet, in his dirty ass singlet, right? And he went, bah! He started busting out laughing, and he was like, yeah, he was like, just laughing his ass off that I did this. Well, I got him back in that choke from the bottom again,
right?
And he's gurgling hard this time. And then he got out, just super powered, muscled out of it, like no technique, just get the fuck off me.
Kind of how like Bubba did the last fight.
Well, look, he's like, ha ha, ass face. And I snapped. We're supposed to be doing grappling.
But how does it remind you of Ellis? I don't understand.
Listen to the story. You're lost. I'm following. I'm right here. He's about to fight.
I'm in the guard. And we're not wearing gloves. I just slapped him across his face so fucking hard, like, bah! like, and everybody stopped training and looked because I hit him so hard in the face. And I scrambled up to my feet and was like looking at him angry. But then I went, man, I'm an idiot. Like that was
that'd be bad.
That was shitty. Like, I said that was a shitty thing for me to do.
Yeah,
I shouldn't have slapped him in the face like that. So I put my hand out and say, look, man, I'm sorry. And he looked down at my hand and then just slapped me back in the fucking face. And then it was on. I fucking just threw a hook at him and a right hand. And then he fucking punched at me and missed once. I shot a, oh no.
Doesn't he outweigh you by 75 pounds?
Yeah, 80, 80.
All right, go on.
I weigh like 85, yeah.
Go on.
And I shot a fucking double leg on him. Mistake.
Yeah.
Because he wrapped around my waist and fucking power bombed me like Kevin James, like fucking, like I was the original Arona. He like picked me up and slammed me. As soon as I hit the mat, I fucking up-kicked him right in his nose. And then everybody broke us up. Everyone broke us up. And yeah, he caught me with the one on the eyebrow and it cut me open a bit. And then we rode home together in the van.
Huh.
I took him to his house and dropped him off.
The story was...
So it kind of reminds me of like, now is my moment. Like Ellis might put his hand out and now is my moment to look down at it and either smack the fuck out of him or say, oh, okay.
Well, didn't you kick him when he wasn't looking and like,
oh man,
like break his ACL?
Definitely. I broke his whole fucking knee. I broke everything in his knee. Yeah. You know what? I guess we'll call it even.
Yeah. I mean, right?
Well, you broke his knee. What did he do to you?
Yeah.
Nothing. He invited him to his show.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when one time with Mayhem, I was like, he was opening up for me at a comedy show, and I was like, hey, Mayhem. And he goes, I had a party last week, and he goes, why didn't you invite me? And it was like one of those things, because he wasn't in town or I wasn't in town, and he goes, motherfucker, and he cracked me with a left hook in my head.
Oh no,
right?
That's not
and then I had a huge
fucking
bump, right? Like, and it just kept growing.
All,
and then
fuck you,
and then he goes, right? So then now I got to do a fucking comedy show with a fucking bump. It's growing like a you know how like in Aliens when that alien comes out of the whatever.
Yeah, hematoma.
Yeah, huge, fucking in my head.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling.
Exactly,
hello,
right?
my ragtime gal.
And then I go, Mayhem, why did you punch me? He goes, oh, you could punch me back. I go, I don't want to punch you back, man. I got to do fucking comedy. And then he starts crying. He goes, I'm sorry, man. I'm like, you punch me and then you start crying.
Listen, I had just ate onions, all right? It had nothing to do with that situation. But the thing was, right, as I was joking, and I like did a 1-2 like on his body, like a 1-2 on his body, and then I went up to show him the hook as a joke, and he fucking walks right into it. Like he's like, instead of like covering up or doing anything, he knows that he watches all the time. He's just like, he gets closer to me and smiles. Man, he had a frowny face when you had a lump on your head.
Yeah, I was so fucking pissed.
Oh, by the way, your contact is still that picture of you with the lump on your head. You're
huge
welcome.
fucking lump, and then he starts crying.
This worldwide comedian, and then
my dad says I couldn't hang out
with
with him anymore. My dad says you don't have to hang out with Mayhem anymore because of the bump.
Everybody's wife and dad wants.
It was pretty. Honestly, it was okay.
Yo, are you still having? I remember you sent me an invite to the Purple People picnic party.
You know what? Your version is better. This year we're having the Purple People picnic party. Yeah. That's coming down too. Don't worry, I'll shoot you a little evite.
Yeah. Well, listen, we gotta get going.
God bless you guys. Man.
What do you have, Mayhem? What do you have coming up?
Well, like I said, I have this show in the summer. So,
how do people find out about the show?
MayhemMillerIndustries.com and buy a goddamn T-shirt.
Okay. Bubba Jenkins, what do we have?
June 17th, Budapest, no victims.
Get the fuck Budapest, bro. You're going.
Going.
Oh my God, I'm so pumped. Bro, I want to corner you for that one just so I can like yell stuff at Muslims.
I'll be in Singapore until they're helping out Rafael dos Anjos for his 170 debut.
Man, give him a shout out for me. I missed that guy.
Yeah, dos Anjos.
Now, if I want to learn wrestling and I live in Orange County, could I hire Bubba Jenkins as a private?
Yeah.
And how do I do that?
You call me.
Bubba. He has your phone number.
You go to Twitter. You go to Instagram.
You ain't got no BubbaJenkins.com yet?
Yeah, go BubbaJenkins.com.
Gold?
Go. Just
go Bubba Jenkins.
Like go.
Somebody fucking jacked Bubba Jenkins.
Yeah, trust me, I tried. Gotta have the GO in front of me.
You know what? Somebody recently has stole MayhemMiller.com from me.
What happened?
Well, they're just a bunch of cunts.
Someone
I don't give a
steal
shit.
My Instagram name. They try to steal my Twitter name. That's why I have checks on all my shit.
Well, look, take that as a compliment. They recognize the elite athlete for who he is.
I appreciate
and
that,
then
sir.
You know they know and they want. They're trying to get a check from you.
28 impersonation Bubba Jenkins is on Instagram,
and all 23 of them were me.
And Heather, what do you got?
Just Guard Lab stuff, more podcasts. And I think my next guest is actually going to be Rudy Morales.
Nice.
We're going to talk about where the Believe to Believe came from. So stay tuned
breaking
to that.
news on the Mayhem podcast, I got AJ McKee coming up.
No. Oh, AJ McKee Jr. or Senior?
So what the fuck? Senior is Antonio McKee.
Antonio, right.
I mean, I guess you could call him AJ if you know him like that, but you don't know shit.
No, I got you. Of course. That was Bubba's old training partner.
Yeah, AJ's that dude.
Antonio, right? You train? Oh, you train with AJ? Yeah, of course.
Antonio
Body
coached
shop,
me.
right?
AJ.
Is there some bad blood there? Or do I pension or
no? I just left. He chose his son over everything else. So
just two real motherfuckers, in the same room.
Yeah, absolutely.
I get it.
You can't put two pits in a kennel.
I know. It's fucking difficult. I mean, look at us. We're doing fine. It's probably because you're black and I'm white.
And two different weight classes, two different organizations, two different lifetimes.
I mean, if we want to wrestle, we can push the furniture back.
Yeah.
But I don't want to get taken down on Adam Hunter's wood panel.
Wednesday night, I'm at the Standard in Fresno. And then Thursday night, I'm at the Brea Improv. This Friday at the Laugh Factory in Long Beach. Next week, I'm in Montana. In Malta, Montana at the Via Theater on Thursday, and Friday at Seiko at the Sleeping Buffalo Barn in Montana. The Sleeping Buffalo Barn is where it's all going to happen.
First of all, Buffalo don't stay in no goddamn barn. Secondly, Sleeping Buffalo, why the fuck does he need a barn? They just stand up fucking straight. That's their version of sleep. You ever try to push a buffalo over?
Does anybody have any lithium? All right, so and then Thursday, June 1st, I'm in Fresno, California at the Shanty Bar and Grill. First week of July, I am going to be in Las Vegas, the Stratosphere, for International Fight Week. The second week, I'm at Off the Hook Comedy Club in Fort Myers. And I think this week I'm going to, in 2 weeks, I'm going to Jordan and Korea and Japan to do comedy for the military.
Yeah, that's some Muslims in Jordan.
Comedy for the military, I'm pretty sure. So thank you guys for listening to the podcast. Mayhem Miller, always a pleasure.
God bless it. Hey, thank you so much for having me again, and I'll try not to burn the house down.
You're a legend in the sport, man.
God bless you.
An absolute legend.
Hey, man, you're the fucking go-to comedy guy in MMA, huh?
Thank you.
Like, every time I see your smiling face, it make me happy as hell that you ain't sinking on a cruise ship.
I appreciate that. Bubba, thank you for coming.
No doubt. Always here.
Give your best to the two kids now.
I will.
Are they getting along or no?
Yeah, of course. My little man's a very, very loving and caring, smart little guy. He makes sure that Sissy's all right. He actually yelled at my wife the other day for not allowing him to hold Sissy. And he's like, leave my girl alone.
Wow. Damn.
So he's pretty.
That reminds me of my sister, man.
He's already protective of his sister.
I gotta call her.
Nice. Now is she also very light-skinned, your daughter?
Yes. They look almost identical.
Hey, bro, you got some white in there, pal. I hate to. I ain't Ancestry.com, but
not in me. But my wife is.
Get out of here. Yeah, you light-skinned as hell.
His wife's half white.
Yeah, my wife is half white.
Yeah, all right. Well, let's not draw straws here.
My boy's on the left and my girl's on the right.
That is adorable.
Let me see this little baby. So cute.
There's two of them.
Oh my God, bro, you have like a
my
model.
boy's on the left and my girl's on the right.
Man, that's some cute babies.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, like Cabbage Patch. Man, that's amazing.
Thank you, Frankie Edgar, for being on the show today.
Oh shit, I missed Edgar. Oh,
as well as Kevin Lee.
Best walkout music ever, Frankie Edgar.
Which one? What's he walk out to?
You rain on the top with short like leprechauns as I crush so-called willies, thugs, and Rapadon. Get in that ass quick, fast like Ramadan. It's the #1 Dom Dada. Fuck Papa. Yeah.
Love it. Love it. Yes. All right. Thank you, Joe the Kid Perez. Hope you guys have a great week and take care.
Way to go.